looks for Deutsch. Deutsch at the 1 into the end zone. No play action now. Look to pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Cole Hebel. Intercepted by Hebel. Rears back, comes downfield, has Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the 40, to the 50, to the 40. Rodriguez is going to keep going.
Right, Fetting's got room, and here's Bo Fetting. Fetting's still on his feet. Fetting's gone.
Looking to pass, playing off, coming left side, picked up by Cotton. Alex Cotton with the pick, he'll take it back and into the end zone.
Turn and hand the ball off. Will Starkey, he thunders his way. 30, 20, one man to beat. He's got
the middle's got a man, that's Friddle. Look out, Friddle, 40, 30, he's loose, 20, 10, touchdown.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday evening here for those tuning in on The Gobbler. KKIN AM 930 FM translator 103.1. For those also tuning in the video stream here tonight, we don't blame you if you are tuning into the video stream because it is a chilly one and also a rainy one here from the likes of Veterans Field in Aitkin here this evening. Paul Vold here tonight giving you the call for Aitkin Gobblers High School football. The Gobblers ranked number 8 in the Class 3A poll after moving up a spot last week, defeating the previously 8-ranked team, that being the Two Harbors Agates, 28-14, as we get rolling here with pregame coverage here tonight. Here on yourliveevent.com, also with the audio stream at rjbroadcasting.com, and of course your good old-fashioned radio on KKIN AM 930 and FM 103.1. As we get ready for the start of our broadcast, the Aitkin Gobblers sitting at 3-0 on the season. They are facing the 1-2 Proctor Rails. Been quite some time since this matchup has happened, as this matchup was scheduled to happen last year, but unforeseen circumstances going on with the Proctor athletics department and also in the school district as well prompted the forfeit of that contest last season for Proctor and also for the Aitkin Gobblers. But Proctor with a new team and a new head coach as well, new look as well. We'll get to that here a little bit later in the pregame show and also with our broadcast here tonight. But 1-2 on the season last week, coming off a 56-0 loss against Esco on the road. Starting off, of course, it was a bit of a sluggish start for both teams, but it was Esco ultimately getting up in front with some help on the defensive side of the ball with a couple of, they got one pick six and then a rush touchdown followed up with a safety. That being a punt return touchdown, 22-0 after the opening quarter, and from that point, it was all Esco. From that point, of course, the Gobblers will be seeing Esco towards the end of the regular season here this year. But, of course, for the Aitkin Gobblers sitting at 3-0, they picked up a 28-14 victory against the likes of Two Harbors and the Agates, 28-14. Bit of a sluggish start for the Aitkin Gobblers. They started off behind early. They were down 7-0 early on. Of course, a punt return touchdown from Isaiah Heidela that put them behind early on, but eventually were able to get the offense going. Trailed 7-6 after the opening quarter, but then took a 12-7 lead going into the halftime break. But by that point, second half with the conditions very similar to what we've got tonight, maybe just a little less rain up on the North Shore, prompted the Gobblers to get the rushing attack in order and ultimately kept the ball on the ground between the tackles and allowed them to get out in front, especially in the second half. Joining us here on the pregame show now, Lance Bauman will join us here this evening. Lance, you had also a view of the contest last week against Two Harbors as a parent out in the stands as well. And again, it was a bit of a slow start, but eventually the Gobblers were able to get themselves going.
It was. The Gobblers went down 7-0 right away with a great, I believe it was a kickoff return or
punt return.
Mm-hmm. And it took a few plays, but again, the Gobblers were able to build their foundation, figure out where they're at. The weather was up and down for sure. The weather, it was nuts, but the Gobblers didn't look back from there. Once they set sail with their offense, tried a couple different plays, couple lineups, couple looks, started fooling them up there and made some offensive plays, and it was good dominating football by the Gobblers.
Just seeing the coin toss here, it looks like Proctor has won the toss and elected to receive the football coming out here to start tonight's contest. But, of course, much more coming up on the pregame show. Gobblers are 3-0 while Proctor is 1-2. Of course, we'll get rolling here with the pregame show coming up. We've got a couple interviews that we need to get to, including of which we'll speak with Coach Matt Krivenchuk, the first-year head coach for the Proctor Rails. That's coming up here after a break as as well. The Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Proctor Rails tonight. High school football on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1 for those also tuning online at rjbroadcasting.com and also at yourliveevent.com. We'll get you that pregame interview coming up here after this break.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Welcome back to the pregame show here tonight on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, The Gobbler, and also online at yourliveevent.com as the Aitkin Gobblers playing host to the Proctor Rails tonight. Battle of the Gobblers, who are 3-0, while Proctor comes in with a 1-2 record. As we are joined on the pregame show with head coach for the Proctor Rails, Matt Krivenchuk, joins us here. Coach, thanks so much for taking time to speak with us here this evening.
Thank you for having me. Greatly appreciate it.
We also appreciate your time here, Coach, on the pregame show as we take a look here before we get to tonight's matchup, just to get to know a little bit about yourself and your team, too. Most recently, a loss out on the road last week for your team, or at least a loss against ESCO last week, 56-0. Looking back at that contest, too, Coach, what did you take away as some learning opportunities from that contest against the Eskimos?
The Eskimos are a good football team. They're a good program. They got a good tradition of many things going on. They've been obviously building over the years and had a great run a year ago, and they're carrying over a lot of those guys. And, it was a tough battle, and what we learned is it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We still have to show up to play football. There's still a game that's got to be played. So being mentally ready and matching intensity was a big lesson that we took from last week.
Coach, with this matchup, of course, talking about your team a little bit, too, this being your first-year head coach opportunity, too, and then also, a little bit of change for your team, too, going with a new offensive change as well. But first, talking about yourself, too, I know we're hitting the midway point of the regular season with this contest tonight. Looking at the start of the year, what have you seen from yourself maybe in growth or at least learning as well as a head coach and for this team, too? What do you take away here from the first game of the season to up to this point as some big opportunities to adjust as the season has come along?
We're taking it one week at a time, one game at a time, one day at a time. There's many things to learn every day, and we're asking the kids to get better 1% each day. We're asking ourselves to get better 1% each day. So there's not a lot that in 23 years of coaching I haven't seen or done. So there's nothing really at this point that is like, oh wow, we really need to do something different here. But just still kind of trying to figure out what kind of team we want to be. We're growing together. Most of our kids haven't had a lot of varsity football experience. Our seniors most of them have only had 3 games. So it's the big thing is learning how to compete at the varsity level and learning what it takes preparation-wise day in, day out for our team.
Coach, what do you see as some big strengths for your team, too, of course, as we're hitting the midway point of the season and things that need to be addressed, especially with this matchup we have against Aitkin tonight?
One of our strengths is our willingness to learn and get out and get back to work. We've demonstrated that we're pretty quick at turning the page. We had a tough one against Cloquet week 1 and came back and had a good battle against Tibbing in week 2 and found a way to come out with a victory there and come out and compete. Every game would be the lesson to learn. Coachability is another strength and willingness to adapt. We're a small squad. Things are going to happen, and we've had a lot of challenges and had to make a lot of adjustments. And kids have, for the most part, responded to that. So, coachability and adaptability have been two of the biggest things that are strengths for us. Matching intensity tonight and coming ready to compete with a tough opponent is the big challenge ahead.
Coach, it's not too often we've gotten the chance to cover your team. I know in the 4 seasons now that I've been calling Gobbler games, I've yet to see your team. Last year would have been the first opportunity for us to cover the Proctor Rails. Who are some key players that have really stepped up this season and are big contributors on the field for the Proctor Rails?
Our senior quarterback and captain, Carter St. Germain. He's one of our best players. Very good and growing football player. Junior running back linebacker Zach McPhee, another special player. He's going to do some great things for us. And then junior defensive back Dane Oman, who also plays wide receiver and tailback for us.
Well, Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time for you to join us here on the pregame show. We wish you the best of luck here this evening and throughout the rest of the season as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul.
Head coach for the Proctor Rails, Matt Krivenchuk, joins us here on the pregame shows. The Rails take on the Aitkin Gobblers here this evening. We'll step aside for a break. We'll have our conversation with the Gobblers head football coach, that being Alan Hills, as the Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Proctor Rails here tonight on the pregame show as the Gobblers again face the Proctor Rails on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, The Gobbler. And for tuning online, whether it be at rjbroadcasting.com or with the video stream at yourliveevent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Welcome Welcome back to the pregame show here tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1, and also for those joining the video stream at yourliveevent.com as we catch up with head coach for your Aiken Gobblers. Coach Alan Hills joins us, as always, on the pregame show. Coach, thanks so much for taking time to speak with us tonight.
No problem, Paul. Thanks for having me.
No problem, Coach. Of course, your team now 3-0 on the season, making that long road trip it was last week up to Two Harbors for a bit of a soggy game, to say the least, at least a squishy field over at Two Harbors. But getting a nice win, 28-14, early on, both teams trying to battle through the conditions playing-wise and a couple of missed opportunities early on, but your team was able to get a lead towards the end of the first half and then pull away in the second half, too. Looking back at that contest, what did you see in that contest that were some big adjustments to make in just the overall play of your team from last week?
Yeah, the biggest thing, Paul, is we got to get off to a better start. We got to start at that high level early. It's almost like we were trying to feel things out and see how the game would go, and that's not generally a good recipe for success against a good team, especially. I would say that that was one of our biggest focal points this week, is getting ourselves ready to play early and coming out with a high level of intensity right from the start.
And Coach, you talk about getting off to a good start as well. And, of course, you played an hour earlier. You made the long road trip up to, but now you're back home. Normal start time, of course, prevailing weather conditions. We won't even talk about that. But talking about, of course, with getting off to a better start, what does it take here for your team to really get the team going off to a good start right from the very first play?
I think the biggest thing is just having that mindset that we're a good enough football team to compete with anybody that we're going to see week in and week out, and that we don't need to wait to see what they're going to do. If we just do what it is that we practice all week and come out with a high level of intensity, that we're as good or better than anybody we're going to face. So, just getting that mindset and getting yourself ready to go early.
Coach, talking about, too, last week's matchup against Two Harbors, your team being able to be set up with some good field position off a couple of turnovers as well, the defense and even special teams causing those turnovers as well, even with your team, taking a few series to get warmed up and ready offensively, getting those short fields. And, again, we've talked about it a few times this season, has really been a strong recipe for your team with those short fields set up to your offense's favor.
Yeah, our defense has played fantastic all year. We, haven't given up any points. We've done a great job of capitalizing on that from an offensive standpoint. But anytime we can end up with a short field and it helps what we do. We're not big play very often, generally speaking, and we're going to try to grind you out. And so if we can have to only go 40 yards versus 80, that's huge for the offense that we run.
Coach, tonight you've got the likes of Proctor coming to town. We'll start that question over. Coach, tonight you've got Proctor coming to town as well. I know you were set to face them last year, but circumstances beyond our control led to that game getting canceled as well. But so it's been 2 years since you played Proctor. They got a new head coach and maybe a little turnover with their style of play as well. What have you seen on film from them this week that's going to be leading to the matchup against the Rails here tonight?
They have, they've changed their system. They were a wishbone team like we are in the past, and they've adjusted to a little bit more of a spread set and a little bit of a fear option type of a team out of shotgun and from under center. They have a very dangerous quarterback. He can make some plays with his feet, as well as his arm, but, primarily running the ball is where he's really dynamic. We have to keep him bottled up. But from a defensive standpoint, they've shown a few different things. We generally don't see anything that we see on film from a defense. So, we'll play that by ear, but it's been a lot of even front stuff. We just have to come out and execute. We should be all right. I think the weather that's potentially in the forecast could play into our favor, actually, tonight. Our field won't be nearly as wet, so that'll be a bonus. And they're a team that puts the ball in the air a lot, whether it be through the pass or, pitching it, things like that. That the field conditions and weather conditions, should play to our advantage.
Well, we certainly hope it does play to the team's advantage tonight. Ball security going to be the big factor as well. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time for coming on the pregame show.
Thanks, Paul.
Head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers, Alan Hills, joins us here tonight as the Gobblers take on the Proctor Rails tonight from Veterans Field in Aitkin. We'll take another break, right back out to Veterans Field. We will go on the other side of this break. You're tuning in to Aitkin Gobblers High School football on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, for those also tuning in at yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Of its age, it's time to get a new roof. Then call me at Mike Miller Roofing, 218-831-1907. I will personally come to your home or business and give you a free estimate. 218-831-1907. Remember, just Miller it.
Welcome back here to yourliveevent.com, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1, and for those also listening online at rjbroadcasting.com. You're getting a live shot here if you're tuning into yourliveevent.com. The rain, it's coming down. It's not stopping anytime soon, so yours truly, Paul Vold and Lance Bauman on the call here for tonight's game. Parents' night tonight, I believe senior night as well, Lance, too?
Correct. If we only get 4 games at home, we got to try to combine all these special nights.
Fair
and
enough.
Again, tonight is senior night and parents' night. The next home game will be cancer night, I believe.
That's
but
right.
Again, we're honoring all the parents here for all the great players here for the Aitkin Gobbler football team, and we appreciate each and every one of them. To come out here and bear the nasty weather here. At least it is not snowing yet.
Oh, you had to say it. You had to say it. Knock on wood here.
That's just a couple weeks later, or maybe a few moments away. But
oh, goodness. You just had to say it.
This is good fall weather. So.
This is definitely football weather. Of course, Coach Hill's talking about it here in the pregame show. That kind of playing to the benefit of the Gobblers and their offensive style, too, being able just to put a foot in the ground and run between the tackles. And then certainly like weather like this, I mean, it's definitely picked up since we first got here, Lance, and it's not going to be slowing down anytime soon.
No, looking back to last week, and as we leave it behind, the Gobblers did try to swing a little bit of stuff outside, lost their footing, but then again, they got going right between the tackles, had some misdirection, were able to get it right up the field and do just some good hard-nosed football. And again, like Coach Hill said earlier, that this is what he's going to have to do tonight is, again, not too much trick play, just hit hard, play hard-nosed football, and just do it the Gobbler way.
Yep, Gobblers taking on Proctor here tonight on KKIN and yourliveevent.com. Not the only games we've got on the airwaves tonight. We've got 5 of our 6 stations rolling tonight with high school football. Of course, they do have McGregor at Ogilvie on KKIN FM, Real Country 94.3. Park Rapids is taking on Pequot Lake Sets on Talk 100 KLKS. Moose Lake Willow Rivers at Crosby Ironton tonight, while Staples Motley is at Pillager. That's on Cash 95.9. 3WI-FM. Of course, you can tune in to all of our games online at rjbroadcasting.com, thanks to our friends at Network One Sports. Of course, we'll have the full recap of the night that was in high school football with After the Game with Ryan Phelps. That'll be coming up on Cash 95.9, 3WI-FM, as well as Real Country, KKIN FM 94.3. And, of course, after we get done here from Veterans Field in Aitkin, we will have the Twins joined in progress as they will take on the L.A. Angels. In fact, that game just a little under 15 minutes away from first pitch down at Target Field. But if they have the same weather we do, we might get that game in its entirety as we head further into this evening as well. As we'll get the Gobblers coming back out on the field here here before too long, with National Anthem just around the corner here from Veterans Field. And that'll afford us an opportunity, Lance, looking at this matchup tonight as well. I know Aitkin's got a lot of momentum to their favor. Proctor definitely going to be looking at, they're 1-2 on the year, but with the conditions, they're probably thinking to themselves, hey, we've got a chance here. We hang on to the football. We maybe get one away from them. We've got a chance here against Aitkin tonight.
Again, special teams, like you said, and we're referring to, is going to be huge tonight. You're going to hold the ball. Again, the water and the weather, not going to be great for either team, but they just have to be smart and be heads up. And do not let a bad play ruin the night. They got it. Gobbler just got, if they drop the ball or fumble the ball or have a turnover, they got to just shake it off and then move on and play. Vice versa, they got to make sure they capitalize on it. If they recover a fumble, they got to get down to score and make sure it really hurts the Proctor Rails.
Yeah. Rain continuing from a light mist into a steady drizzle here from Veterans Field. And as the game goes on, it's supposed to decrease, but it's a slow-moving system making its way southeasterly towards northeasterly here this evening, as well, as we're just moments away here from the Gobblers taking back on the field. But also talking about the field conditions, a lot firmer surface here compared to was up in Two Harbors. That thing was just a giant sponge 2 weeks ago, or less, I should say last week it was.
Yeah, last week it was just a mushy mess up there. They have a great stadium and great field,
yes.
but they do not have the high-quality arch and the good craftsmanship that we have here in our field here in Aitkin.
Yeah.
I was just reminded by my secretary on the other end, my wife, said October 7th, our next home game here in Aitkin, will be Alumni Night, Tackle Cancer Night, and the homecoming game.
That's right, the game against Mora. So this one, the penultimate home game of the season. Of course, Gobblers, after tonight, will play 3 of their next 4 games out on the road. They're going to be at Denfeld next week, then homecoming here with Tackle Cancer Night, then obviously Alumni Night, then they go to Esco, and then they go to Hibbing to finish off the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a great season again for the Gobblers. Starting off again 3-0. The Gobblers are dominating. High-scoring games for them. 34 to I can't remember what it was over Crosby.
34-0.
34-0.
Yep.
Got into the 70s there that second game.
73 to 30.
73 to 30. And then again, just the Two Harbors game ended up being 24 or 28 to
28-14.
14. There we go.
It'd be good if the guy that was there the whole time knew what the final scores were, but sometimes you'd be surprised how easy it is to forget numbers like that.
Yep, it is. And I'm a slow learner.
No, that's perfectly all right.
47 years later here, but 44, I can't even remember. But
Gobbler set to take on the Proctor Rails here tonight on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com. Don't forget, we'll be keeping our eyes out for our big deal player of the game, brought to you by Atwater Motors in Aitkin, formerly known as Brandel Motors, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter, Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, and Takedown Gym in Brainerd. We will take a break here on the pregame show. Opening kick is just moments away. We'll get our national anthem coming up, and then we will get the kickoff as the Gobblers take on the Rails tonight. It's high school football from Veterans Field on the Gobbler. KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to
Welcome back here tonight to Veterans Field in Aitkin on KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. For those also tuning in online at rjbroadcasting.com. Paul Vold joined alongside Lance Bauman here tonight from Veterans Field in Aitkin as we get ready for the start of this broadcast here tonight, at least the opening kick. The starting lineups will be announced here momentarily. In fact, that'll give us a chance to get a look at the starters for Aitkin tonight. They are going to go with their starting defense here this evening. Of course, they customarily go with their starting defense for the Gobblers tonight, as they will be announcing, of course, on the defensive line, a senior wearing number 63, Craig Ashton, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game from last week. Defensive lineman, a senior, number 55 in Blaze Sanford, a senior as well on the line, number 32, Nathan Price, while also seeing on the defensive backfield, that being number 27, a senior in Tanner Nissen, a senior defensive back wearing number 8, Zach Enstrom. Number 3 is a senior defensive back in Eli Christie. And also on the linebacking core, it'll be a junior at number 42 with Walker Jones, followed by the senior in the linebacking core, number 28, Hayden Workman, a senior wearing number 15, Alex Palm, followed by the sophomore linebacker and a Jacob Williams wearing number 7, and a senior. And also in the linebacking core, number 1, Kane Byrne. Head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers is Alan Hills, and also head coach for the Proctor Rails, Coach Matt Kribenchuk, as the Gobblers take on the Rails. It'll be 1-2 versus 3-0 here tonight. Lance, we talked about it here with the start of course, pregame here this evening. Well, the rain has actually slowed down a little bit.
It is slowed down there.
So
And we got one more kid that I'd like to go ahead and notify or
Please do.
let everybody know. The Scout Player of the Week for the Gobblers, it was 74, Kanye Bochniak. And just a great kid, big linebacker.
Yeah.
Or lineman for the Gobblers. Great at moving feet and such, and Coach Hills really thought highly of him this year, so he is the Scout Player of the Week for the Gobblers.
A little bit of change here tonight for the Proctor Rails. Normally we're used to seeing them in green and black, but this year, new look for the Proctor Rails. They're green, yellow, and white. So it's like the Gobblers taking on the North Stars here this evening, it seems, or at least with the same kind of color scheme. White tops, green pants, white socks, white helmets. You got the PR on the right side of the helmet, Rails and script on the left. So a little bit of fancy-dancy out of the Proctor Rails. I like where this is going to be heading here tonight, at least uniform-wise.
High school football is really starting to bring out the best in a lot of the stuff. Just the technology and the new helmets themselves and the way they're able to put new designs and stuff on the uniforms. We used to have just 2 uniforms, white and black. That was it. Gobblers now are running like 5 different uniforms and different mix-ups with white and black, red. It's pretty cool how they get to change up their stuff. But the Proctor Rails have some pretty famous-looking or phenomenal-looking helmets.
Gobblers will be in their traditional black on black on black on black, I think it is. Black helmets, black tops, black pants. Some of them wearing black socks here tonight, but definitely dressing in layers. Gobblers, of course, Aitkin in the solid letters across the chest. Red numbers, white trim, Aitkin A on the side of the helmet with the red and white stripe going down the middle of the helmet as well. So it'll be Proctor who actually won the coin toss. They elected to receive, so we're going to see the offense here for the Proctor Rails, led by, at least we were told in the pregame show, by Carter St. Germain, the senior quarterback for the likes of the Proctor Rails here tonight. Listed at 5'9", 168 pounds, and we got to see him at least holding in warm-ups too a little bit, Lance. So didn't get a full chance to see his prowess, at least getting some warm-up throws in early. So I would imagine it's going to be one of those games here tonight. Now, they're a little bit more of an offensive style. They like to get out and maybe throw the ball a little bit, spread them out a little bit. But tonight, it's probably going to be one of those you're going to have to stay within yourself and keep the ball on the ground.
Right. They got to, if they want to keep it close, they got to keep it smart, play smart football.
Both teams making their way out onto the field. Craig Ashton will lead us off here tonight, at least kicking-wise. See kind of a revolving door in the kicking department. We've seen Nathan Price kick off, Craig, of course. I think maybe even Zach Enstrom might have kicked once or twice. I know he's at least the punter and does the extra points. But the Gobblers will send out Craig Ashton to kick off the opening kick here tonight. It'll be number 22, Zach McPhee, and also number 7, Gavin Tabbert, set back deep to return this kick as they play up to their own 25-yard line, knowing the ball is not going to go very far with the wind and also the rain to the back of the Gobblers defending the south end zone, working their way to the north. It'll be an end-over-end kick. It's going to be a boot down to the goal line, and it's going to go for a touchback as Craig Ashton laid into that one, and he definitely got his money's worth on that opening kick.
Yeah, as a senior heavyweight wrestler, he's got a leg on him.
He's got a lot of energy behind him after this season as well. So the Rails will start off first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line, as we'll see Carter St. Germain leading the offense here to open up tonight's ball game as well. Rain continuing, and of course, as we say, the rain has lessened. It's picked back up, and the winds have also started to, well, not shift towards our favor here from the press box tonight. But St. Germain will start off in a shotgun set. One receiver towards his left, 2 to his right with a pistol set to his back. Receiver comes in motion to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Option play to the left. He'll keep it himself. Bouncing from the 20 up to the 25. It'll fall forward just shy of the 25-yard line to about the 24. So St. Germain will keep it on first down for a minimal gain on first down for about, we'll say about 4 yards for him. Well, it looks like they'll make it a long 3, but Carter St. Germain gets the offense moving. First down and 10. It'll be now 2nd and 7. Ball up to the 23 of Proctor.
Blaze Sanford on that tackle on that last play.
It'll be first down, now second down and 7 at the 23. Clock is rolling. 2 receivers to each side. Spread offense out onto the field again. Pistol set, the deep set back being number 23 and number 22, I should say, in Zach McPhee. Through the line of scrimmage, trying to get away. Not one, but 2 Gobblers are going to take down St. Germain. Tackle by, looks like it was Jacob Williams through that line of scrimmage. And the other Gobbler, Lance, who did you see?
I couldn't see. There was too many of them. It was all black. But I did see Jacob Williams get good penetration right away off the snap.
So we'll get a loss of about 4 yards on that tackle from Jacob Williams, credited for the half sack. Might have been Blaze Williams, I believe I heard from our public address announcer, Jason Long. And so he'll set up now third down and 12 from the 18-yard line. Rain pounding down here from Veterans Field.
Veteran listener Dan Borsa said it's snowing out there on Nord Lake.
They can keep it.
Yeah, you bet they can.
1 receiver towards the left, 2 to the right. It'll be a quick out to the far side. Pass incomplete. Slipped right through the hands of the receiver, I believe, number 5 in Blake Imhoff. Pass goes incomplete. 4th down and 12. Trying to hit one of those quick outs, but slipped right through the hands and probably off the gloves of the receiver in Imhoff. Incomplete pass. Clock is stopped with 10:20 to play in quarter number 1.
And we're going back. The Gobblers should get good field position here.
Kicking into the wind is number 14 in Rowan Cass. Number 14 for the Rails is Zach Enstrom, stands at the Proctor 45. Gets a good snap, does Cass. He'll get a spiraling punt that'll be fielded right at the 40 by Enstrom. He's at the 35 to the 30, trying to cut outside. It'll be rolled into about the 34-yard line as he is taken down for a tackle. And we get a flag on the play. Tackle is a little bit high around the collar of Enstrom. I wouldn't be surprised maybe we see a horse collar tackle on the far side of the field. First down and 10 for Aitkin as our officials are talking things over.
Looks like it's placed right there just about the 29.5-yard line.
So we'll see here the penalty yardage being marked off momentarily as our official talking things over here with the far side of the field. We got a personal collar. Yeah, it was a horse collar tackle. How about that? Against the likes of Proctor. That'll be their first penalty of the night. Gobblers will get it first down and 10 from the 29. They'll mark off 15. Put it down first down and 10 from the 14-yard line for Aitkin at the Proctor 14-yard line. So short field once again for the Gobblers to start off. And Coach Hills likes a short field to work with, especially with this offense that can settle in for a nice good drive within the 20-yard line. So we will see that offense set up with Enstrom back under center. Wipes his hands on the towel from his center and Ethan Coons, and the deep set backs, that being Williams and Nissen. Give handoff to Nissen on the first down run. Up to the 10, he's up to the 5, slips off 2, 3 tackles into the end zone, 1 play. That's a Gobbler touchdown. Slippery back in Tanner Nissen. 1 carry for 14 yards, and the Gobblers are up 6-0. Too easy for the Gobblers there on that first play. 10:01 to play here in quarter number 1. Wait for the 2-point attempt coming up here with Tanner Nissen, a 14-yard scamper into the end zone on the first play from scrimmage for Aitkin. As he'll give dropped on the 2-point attempt, slipped out of the hands of that being Zach Enstrom, and it just is a 6-0 lead for Aitkin. But it's a 6-0 lead after the first play from the line of scrimmage for the Gobblers. We'll have it back here after a quick break on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com.
Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
ID.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold and Lance Bauman on the call. Gobblers get on the board first, 6-0 after the 2-point attempt, no good. One play, 14 yards. Tanner Nissen finds the end zone once again for the Gobblers. On the first play from scrimmage, Craig Ashton, end over end side winding kick. That's going to go out of bounds, and that will give Proctor decent field position for their second drive of the night. Of course, with the conditions that we do deal with, not only down on the field here as well, kind of making a few adjustments here with our broadcast here tonight, but we certainly do appreciate everybody that's tuning in, and big shout out to the fans across the way that are braving the weather over there, especially the student section in their neon. It's hard not to see them across the field, but they're certainly having the best time that they can.
They're definitely lighting up that whole side of the stands over there.
One way or another with it being neon as well. So we'll get first down and 10 for the Rails. No, they're going to re-kick it, actually. They're going to re-kick the ball instead of taking the penalty marker. So we'll just reset everything here. 10:01 to play in quarter number 1. 6-0 Gobblers lead here on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com. Of course, we'll get Craig Ashton to kick off once again. Move it back. I think it's 5 yards then, the penalty marker, I believe.
Nope, 10.
10 yards. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. So Gobblers, first penalty of the night. Don't see it too often with a kick going out of bounds, but looks like we will get that coming up here. And, of course, if it couldn't get any worse for the Minnesota Twins, just getting the alert that Byron Buxton is set for season-ending knee surgery. Might as well come at the end of the season, most likely here within a week plus for the Minnesota Twins. Craig Ashton will kick off from the 35-yard line. End-over-end kick, fielded and bobbled by McPhee at his own 20-yard line. Up to the 25, he's up to 40, 45, and taken down just shy of midfield. Swallowed up there by number 31, that being Caleb Zasmeta. He'll be taken down for that return just inside the 49-yard line of Aitkin, right in front of us. So the Rails with a pretty good return on that re-kick. First down to 10.
Bring it right out to the 50 here.
Yeah, they're going to mark it.
Just sat there and dropped his shoulder and did a good job with an open field tackle there.
Got off the initial blocker and then allowed him to get to that opportunity. It'll be first down and 10 with 9:54 to play here in quarter number 1 for the Aitkin Gobblers as well as the Proctor Rails. Proctor set up first down and 10 right at midfield. We'll see the likes of Carter St. Germain set up with that 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Back goes in motion to the near side of the field. Option play to left, he'll keep it himself. Will the likes of St. Germain down to the 45-yard line of Aitkin for a 5-yard gain on first down. So far through 4 plays offensively, St. Germain has been the factor in all 4 of them.
Another stop for Ashton there.
Craig Ashton filling up the middle of that defensive line. They're 3-5-3 and 3-5-4 defensive front. No, it'd be 3-5-3. Either way, they got a lot of linebackers and linemen. I think it was a 4-5-2 or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to get out and spread out and check out the secondary.
A lot of linebackers. That's all I've got to say. 2 receivers in the near side of the field here from the press box. 1 to the far side, split backfield behind St. Germain in the shotgun. Back goes in motion. Option play to left. He'll keep it back towards the middle. Will St. Germain spins off 1 tackler, and he'll fall his way forward for about 7 yards on the carry. Make it 8, and a first down for the Proctor Rails will move the chains.
Proctor's really doing everything they can to spread out the Gobbler defense and open it up so Germain could do that draw.
Popping a tackle, shoulder tackle, I believe it was, on Zach Enstrom there to bring down St. Germain, as they're going to have to find a way, the Gobblers, to slow down St. Germain and force him to either hand it off to a teammate or trying to find a way to throw the ball back. Don't think they'll be throwing with now 4 receivers out, 2 to each side, and McPhee standing right behind his quarterback in St. Germain. Sending a receiver in motion behind the line of scrimmage. Keeping himself, zone read right up the middle for McPhee, bouncing off 1 tackler, but at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of about a yard for McPhee on that first down carry. For now, second down and 9.
Ashton on the stop again.
Craig Ashton had a really nice second half for the Gobblers last week against 2 Harvards, thus earning our Enbridge I Bring the Energy Player of the Game. We have a lot of players actually. I need to hand out some T-shirts too. Haven't had the opportunity quite yet here this season. But under 8 to play in quarter number 1, 7:56 and counting downward. Gobblers lead at 6-0. Second down and 9 from the 36. of Aitkin. Proctor has the football. Back to that shotgun set, pistol formation, I should say. Receiver comes in motion to the near side of the field from the left to the right. Option play back to the left. St. Germain will keep. Getting off the line of scrimmage and driven backward at the line there. Blaze Sanford in on tackle for the Gobblers. Looks like maybe no gain on the play for him, maybe even losing half a yard. We'll give him no gain on the play for St. Germain. Now it will be Hayden Workman also credited for a tackle as well, it sounds like. Third down and about a solid 8 yards to go for Proctor as they face another third down and long situation.
Workman going to go ahead and take a break there. Looks like he twisted an ankle or pulled something.
Steady rainfall continues here from Aitkin. Strong mist, to say the least. A couple of pounding drops here and there. We got a stoppage on the field. Officials timeout here on the field, it looks like. So you see a couple of players on the far side of the field talking things over. They're actually looking, I think, St. Germain is seeing a couple of things, a couple of coaches surrounding him and holding his helmet, it looks like, on the far side of the field. I don't know, maybe an equipment malfunction or something, but they're taking a good long look and talk here with Carter St. Germain and bringing in the referee to that far side of the field right in front of the Gobbler neon section. I did also see number 7, that being Gavin Tabbert, who was warming up at the back of quarterback position. He took the slick right off the rain jacket on the far side of the field, but it looks like he's going to go sit back down, and St. Germain's good to go. Maybe just a snap came loose or something on the helmet of St. Germain.
Yep, should have been. Personally, I think there should have been a timeout for the other side for Proctor, but
nonetheless, the official calling it. Clock now winding with under 7 to play here in quarter number 1. Gobblers up 6-0. Third down and 8 from the 35. 3 receivers stacked up to the right side. Quick here to the outside, pump fake to the right. Looking downfield, throwing into the miss. It is going to be incomplete. Looking downfield was St. Germain for Dane Oman. Pass incomplete. And the Gobblers forcing a fourth down, now 0 for 2 on the night as St. Germain passing wise.
Nice coverage by Nissen as he got back there and messed that play up.
Caught it just in time to break it up with Dane Oman, the receiver and running back, listed at 6 foot, 168 pounds, and the junior comes up with no catch as the pass goes incomplete. 6.5 to play here as clock is stopped. Fourth down and 8 from the 35 of Aitkin, and the Rails stay out with the offense. We'll have 3 receivers stacked up to the left. One score already rolling in after 1 quarter of play. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. Looking over to the left. St. Germain looking downfield. He's going to go for it all. It looks like it is going to be incomplete. Almost picked off by the Gobblers. Good timing from the defensive backfield, but the Gobblers turn it over on downs. Offense will get it back. First down and 10. Good coverage on the far side of the field. I know Zach Enstrom was back there. Didn't quite see the, might have been Tanner Nissen drifting back there to break up the pass as he timed it just right to break it up against the receiver from Proctor. It is now first down and 10, 6:22 to go in quarter number 1. Gobblers lead 6-0.
Secondary for the Gobblers are playing good heads-up ball for the back end there.
Expecting the deep throws when they can, as we'll see. That traditional offensive set for the Gobblers with Enstrom under center. Keeping it. Now he'll give off, handoff the right side. This one for Jacob Williams. Off one tackle from the 35. He's at midfield. 45, 40, down to the 35, down to the sideline, inside to the 30-yard line. First down and 10. The Gobblers will come rumbling right through with Jacob Williams down from the 30 down to the 28-yard line. And that will be a 32-yard scamper for Jacob Williams. Quick math serves me correct. And the Gobblers' first down of the night. Make that actually 37. We'll add another 5 yards there. It went from 35 to 35. Then you add on another couple of handful of yards there. We'll go 37. Again, all stats unofficial here tonight. We do our best as best we can.
Is anything official with us, Paul?
You know, except for the fact that we're on the radio, we're on the video stream. That's about as official as it gets.
That's officially correct.
Yes, and I officially agree with that statement. One receiver to the right side for Enstrom as he goes back under center, pitches it out to Jacob Williams. 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Got to get something going. He'll go fight forward for about 2, maybe 3 yards before splashing down on the far side of the field. See some raindrops come up from Veterans Field. Setting up, wow, a really good gain on that play for about 5 yards for Jacob Williams, now making it 2nd down and 5 with under 6 to play in quarter number 1. Gobblers lead 6-0.
I'm a little bit surprised that the Gobblers are going left to right. They are moving out to the wide side of the field. They're pushing the ball left to right across the field. Now I think they're going to go ahead and open it, go right up down the gut.
We'll see what this play does offer with Eli Christie, the lone receiver on the far side, in the slot on the left side of line of scrimmage. Enstrom faking the handoff. Ball put down on the ground. It's going to be scooped up, still loose. It's recovered by Proctor. Tried to give the handoff to Williams. Tried to give the ball to Williams, I believe, as the rain picked up right as that handoff was about to happen. But nonetheless, a fumble recovery by the Proctor Rails will set them up 1st down and 10. They are at, looks like, the 30-yard line of Aitkin.
Now, like I said earlier at the game, the Gobblers just got to shake that off. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead and play the good, hard-nosed defense that the Gobblers do.
Have to expect it to happen at least once, especially given the conditions, and also some players wearing sleeves, some not going with them here tonight. The wind picking up here as we speak here from Veterans Field, but nonetheless, ball security, the big factor, as it's 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line of Aitkin. 5:22 to play. St. Germain with a shotgun set. 2 receivers towards his right. Option play, he'll keep it himself now as he went with the zone read. Good run on 1st down. He's in the open field. He's at midfield to the 45 to the 40, 35-30. Down the sideline just inside the 20-yard line. A big run on 1st down for Carter St. Germain. They're going to mark him down to about the, looks like about the 15-yard line, maybe the 17-yard line. A huge scamper on that 1st down carry for Carter St. Germain, slipping off tackles and making a very interesting jaunt down the far side of the field. Looks like they'll mark him right about to the, I want to say about the 20-yard line.
Yep, and Alex Baum did a good job catching up and catching him.
50 yards on that run for Carter St. Germain. 1st down and 10 in the red zone for the senior quarterback, that being for Carter St. Germain and the Proctor Rails. 5:09 to continue on. Split backfield right behind St. Germain. Looks like they'll get somebody back near the line of scrimmage to provide an extra body on the line. 1 receiver to each side. Good snap. Going back to pass. Pass is going to be incomplete, as getting caught up in the ankles was Omen as he tripped, and then Zach Enstrom had hands on the ball but was tracking the receiver and just looked it away last second. Pass goes incomplete. Now 0 for 4 on the night with 5:04 to play. 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Proctor Rails. So they take their time getting this play call in. Big success on the ground. 7 rushes on the night, 6 of them belonging to their quarterback in St. Germain. Coach Hills talked about it in the pregame show of keeping tabs on him. 2 receivers to right, 1 to left. High snap, but controlled. McPhee will get the handles. He slips at the line of scrimmage and just maybe getting about half a yard if he's lucky for Zach McPhee. Right into the thick stuff, right in the middle of the field there, right around the crest of the field here at Veterans Field here tonight. So no gain on the play there for McPhee, just his 2nd carry on the night.
Ashton on the stop again.
Greg Ashton filling it up once again here in the middle of the field for the Gobblers. 4.5 to go. Clock continues to run. 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. After a 50-yard scamper, it's been an incomplete pass and a no-gain run from Zach McPhee after St. Germain got the offense for the Rails moving early on. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for St. Germain. McPhee, the deep set back in the shotgun formation. Receiver goes in motion. He'll go behind McPhee. He'll pitch it out to the right. Halfback pass, looking over the middle. Pass is going to be incomplete, and a high hit, but nonetheless clean hit, breaking up the pass, and it will be incomplete, as it was McPhee going with the halfback pass from behind the line of scrimmage, looking for, I believe, is Nolan Oakstead, the receiver in the right slot, as he went high, and Gobbler player took him right on the hip, midair.
Enstrom again did a good job with that coverage.
So McPhee now 0 for 1 on the night, passing-wise. Proctor hopes they don't have to use him too much in the passing game to get the offense going, but sometimes it's nice to break out the bag of tricks. 4th down and 10. Offense stays out on the field for Proctor. High snap controlled by St. Germain. In the pocket, looks to the right slot. It's going to be incomplete as once again Zach Enstrom had another chance at an interception. That's about at least 3 this drive for Enstrom. But nonetheless, the Gobblers will get the ball back on the turnover on downs.
I think Proctor struggled with this same thing. They get down into the red zone. Unfortunately, throughout the year, they've not been able to capitalize. They have a couple big plays, good runs. Get all the way down to that red zone, and again, they get stopped.
A couple of nice drives back-to-back for the Proctor Rails. Come up empty-handed, trailing 6-0 against Aitkin with 4:01 to play here in quarter number 1. Rain continues on. Looks like we'll be dealing with the rain throughout much of our contest. May see a little bit of a break at some point, but I think that break may have come to pass. 4:01 to play, 1st down and 10 from the 20 for the Gobblers. Enstrom back under center. He'll give handoff to Jacob Williams, bouncing off right side, slipping off one tackle. No, he will not get off that initial tackle as it's minimal gain for about 2 yards from number 67 in Brant Papich. He will get the tackle for about, we'll say about 5 yards on that carry for Jacob Williams. 3:35 to go here in quarter number 1. 2nd down and 5 from the 25 of Aitkin. In tight, under center, Enstrom. Misdirection handoff, back up the middle for Nissen, it looks like, for a minimal gain for maybe about 2 yards for him. Yes, they'll give him 2 yards for Tanner Nissen, his first carry since taking him from 14 yards out into the end zone on the first play of the game for the Gobbler offense. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Taking their time as they come back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see one receiver split out to the far side of the field in the receiver position. We'll see, looks like Williams and Nissen, the 2 backs. Handoff to, looks like Paul might have gotten the call on this carry. Very close to a 1st down. Might be right on top of the stick to make, as it will be a 1st down for the Gobblers. Jacob Williams got the carry, needed 3. Well, they got 3, and the Gobblers will move the chains for their second 1st down of the night.
Gobblers doing a good job now just controlling the clock as they're dragging their feet here a little bit with 2 minutes left. A little over 2 minutes.
3 plays so far, taking a minute and a half. That's what Coach Hills wants from this offense, especially early on. Of course, last week, try to get a little bit fancier like they did in the previous game before that. But now just going back to simple, fundamental football between the tackles and see if they can stop their running back out of the backfield. We'll go the handoff once again to Williams. Good gain on 1st down from the 30-yard line. Rolls over a couple tackles to about the 38. Looks like for about 6 yards. I'll mark him back to the 37. And that'll be about a 4-yard carry, actually, for Jacob Williams with under 2 to play in quarter number 1. 2nd down, and actually they moved it up a few extra yards there for Jacob Williams. So it was about a 7-yard carry on 1st down for him. We'll just make that note. 2nd down and 3 from the 37. Ball needs to get to the 40 for another 1st down for Aitkin. Enstrom back under center. Palm, the fullback, with Nissen and Williams, the tailbacks. Give it to Palm on this carry. Short gain right on top of the yard marker to make. And they will break out the pile.
Nice secondary effort by Palm.
Short gain. Needed the 3. They got about 2.5. They are going to mark it a 1st down. No. Thought I might have seen the official signal to move the chains. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Palm on the carry for about 2. 3rd down and 1 with under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. From Veterans Field in Aitkin. Gobblers up 6-0 here on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com. Umpire holds on to the football until the Gobblers break the huddle. Enstrom back under center. Palm, the running back, with 2 backs behind him. It'll be to Enstrom himself. He'll keep it on this carry. Needed 1. He gets 3. And the Gobblers will move the chains with 34 seconds to go. And another Gobbler 1st down. Now we'll move the ball to, it looks like, about the 38-yard line. Or, excuse me, the 43-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Aitkin with under 30 seconds to play in quarter number 1. Gobblers taking their time as they break the huddle once again. Proctor moving some bodies at that line of scrimmage defensively with now Palm and the backfield of Nissen and also seeing Kane Byrne. Byrne's actually going to get this carry. Get a flag thrown on the play at midfield. Spinning away from a tackler near the first down marker from Kane Byrne on the carry for about 9 yards, but we did have a flag on the play. As we'll see if this one goes against Aitkin or not. Right in the middle of the field, the flag was thrown. Usually in the area of a hold, I think.
Yep, holding Aitkin.
Yeah, we'll get holding against Aitkin. That'll move him back. It's like 10 yards from the spot of the foul, it looks like. So that'll mark him. Goodness, now it'll be first and maybe about 17 or so. We'll watch the penalty yardage get marked off. Ball needs to get to the 47 of Proctor for a first down. With 5 seconds to go, Gobblers will just take it into the end of the quarter. Gobblers up 6-0. Quarter number 1 in the books. Gobblers lead 6-0 here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and also at yourliveevent.com.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Welcome back here to Veterans Field tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1 for those tuning in online as well at yourliveevent.com. Aitkin with a lead now at 6-0 heading into quarter number 2 as the Gobblers with the football 2nd and 21. My goodness, they moved it way back to the 33-yard line. They've got some work here, but again, first and long to go for the Gobblers, but they have the ball and control with a fresh 12 minutes to play until halftime.
Man, I thought that was the first half, Paul.
I really thought so, too. Very quick, very moving on, but we'll get a run here on first and long as Jacob Williams will get carried a couple of extra steps before being stopped and whistled down for maybe about a yard on the carry for Jacob Williams. We'll give him, looks like, a solid yard for Jacob Williams, being taken by a couple of Proctor rails. Gobblers now working left to right on your radio dials, your computer screens as well at yourliveevent.com and also at rjbroadcasting.com. Now 2nd and 19 for Aitkin, so they'll give him credit for 2 yards for Jacob Williams. Still need to get the ball to the 47 of Proctor for a first down. Enstrom back under center tight with Palm, and also seeing Kane Byrne and Jacob Williams as Byrne will get the call. He's up to the 37, and he'll be stopped right there. Not much second effort after the initial contact for a minimal gain, setting up another 3rd down and long. They'll give him credit for about 3 yards for Kane Byrne on that carry. Officially his first carry of the night. The previous time he carried the ball, well, unfortunately, was that penalty on the hold, which moved the Gobblers back mightily for about 10 yards on that penalty marker. And also the Gobblers officially now 2 penalties on the night to go along with their 3 first downs. 3rd down and 16. Enstrom will start off in a pistol set with Williams, the deep set back. Low snap, rolling out towards the right. Enstrom going to look back towards his left. He's going to keep it himself. He's at the 45, midfield. He's going to get that first down to the far side into rail territory. 3rd and 16, and a first down for the Aitkin Gobblers on the far side of the field from Zach Enstrom.
He just railed his way down for a good first down, huh?
That he certainly did, to move the chains for their 4th first down from their own, looks like about their own 38, and went all the way to the, looks like the 38 as well on the far side of the field. Good gain for the likes of Zach Enstrom. We'll put him down for that gain for the Gobblers with 10:09 to play and counting downward left here in this first half. 6-0. Gobblers lead, and they are looking for more. Go back to that same formation. One receiver to the far side, pistol set with a couple of tight ends on the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Williams. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. Cuts it back inside to the 25. Pushed out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. From the 37, they'll mark him out of bounds on that far side of the field to about the 20-yard line. 17-yard scamper for Jacob Williams, and another first down for Aitkin. They're at 5 here in this first half. 6-0 the score, and Gobblers getting a little bit of pep in their step here with this second quarter rolling toward their favor after getting the ball back on a turnover on downs. Under 10 to play here in quarter two, I should say, in this first half. Enstrom, handoff to Williams once again, off one tackler. Cuts it back to the middle of the field. He goes back the other way. He's going to find the end zone and a run, but a flag on the play. It's a touchdown for Aitkin, 20 yards out, but a flag thrown to about the 5-yard line. We'll see the damage on the penalty marker, as it looks like also Jacob Williams comes up a little bit gimpy in the process. We'll see to the extent of the penalty marker on the field. This one definitely against Aitkin. They say a hold.
The block in the back, it looked like.
That's going to hurt the Gobbler offense and their momentum, as they had 1st and 10 from the 20, and they're going to move it back even further, especially with the likes of Jacob Williams scoring from that far out.
No, it couldn't have been a block in the back. Then it must have been just a hold. They said it was a personal foul, but
Williams will stay in here as well on this play. Ian McNevin checks in for the first time tonight. He'll be split out to the right side of the line of scrimmage. First and now, looks like, I'll say 1st and 9, it says, from the 19-yard line. Williams will get the carry, trying to cut back to the middle, slipping on the soft spot in the middle of the field. As they will mark it now. Looks like second about 6 yards ago. 2-yard gain for Jacob Williams on that carry. So Gobblers keep the possession now with second and about 6 yards ago. Ball down to about the 16-yard line. We'll confirm that. Under 9 to play here in quarter number 2. Gobblers break the huddle. Receiver to the far side, Braden Smith in for the first time here on this series. In the shotgun set again for Enstrom. He'll give handoff, big hole left side for Jacob Williams, down to the sideline into the end zone. This one is going to count. It is a touchdown for the Gobblers. Jacob Williams from 16 yards out, and Gobblers are up now 12-0.
Williams did a good job getting hit in that hole, but that hole is big enough to throw this train right through it.
The Gobblers now up 12-0 with 8:49 to play here. And speaking of trains, of course, right as we got started, the train tracks on the south end zone were rumbling right by, and the Gobblers went rumbling on that series with Jacob Williams sauntering in from 16 yards out. 2-point attempt last time unsuccessful. They'll bring in the jumbo package and Alex Palm, the shotgun set. Throw a few bodies around, see what happens. He'll keep it himself, running right up the middle. How about take a couple of teammates with him into the end zone? 2-point attempt is good. Gobblers are up 14-0. Gobblers take the lead now at 14-0 with 8:49 to play in the first half. We will step aside here for a quick break. Get you right back out to Veterans Field. The Gobblers lead 14-0 on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Welcome back here to Veterans Field tonight here on the Gobbler. KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1, and Also at rjbroadcasting.com, yourliveevent.com. Gobblers up 14-0 with 8:49 to play here left in the first half. 16-yard touchdown run from Jacob Williams, and the Gobblers taking advantage on that turnover on downs to get the Gobblers ahead by 2 scores. Paul Vold joined alongside with Lance Bauman. Again, Gobblers on that offensive series, Lance, were just able to keep the ball on the ground and let the rest dictate itself.
They did a good job of just keeping it basic. Again, now the field is getting a little bit sloppy, but got to keep it for basic baseball here. Football or basketball, same difference. They got to play good football.
Got to play good sports ball nonetheless here as the return from number 7, Gavin Tabbert. He fights his way forward just shy. Looks like up to about the 32-yard line. 14-0 our score. Gobblers with the advantage at 8:43 to play left in this first half.
Just got a text here not too long ago from the head coach fishing team, Dan Borseth, and got me kind of sidetracked there about a fish fry October 1st at the Moose Lodge benefiting the Aitkin Anglers.
Love those Aitkin Anglers. Still, Dan, when are you going to get me one of those team sweatshirts? That's all I'm saying. Throw a guy a bone once in a while. We do the same, and we do great work with the Aitkin Anglers.
Impressive.
We get movement at the line here. Everybody was moving except for the ones that needed to. The 3/4 of the line except for the center, and he snapped it late. False start penalty against the Proctor Rails. Rails only down by 2 scores, getting a fumble recovery early in this contest, but again, just come up of empty-handed on a couple of drives that have gotten their way to the red zone as well here, Lance. We're going to back them up 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, so it'll be first down and 15. Ball back to about the 26.
Roker in for the Gobblers here at middle linebacker.
See number 13 in for the first time tonight.
Yep, Rucker.
Noah Rutger, that is. It'll be St. Germain keeping himself, pulling it away on the read option. He'll keep it. He'll fight his way forward, gets that penalty yardage back, and then some from the 26 up to about the 35 for a good gain on first down. St. Germain has been the main catalyst of this offense so far. Gets about almost 10 yards on that carry, now making it second and a solid 5 yards to go. Ball up to the 35-yard line. 8:17 to play here in this first half. Again, if Proctor's able to string together a series, Lance, they've got a serious chance here in this first half still.
They're not too far off from making a touchdown. They're bringing it all together. They just got to execute at the end.
One receiver to each side. Dual tailbacks right behind their quarterback and St. Germain in the shotgun set with 7:56 to go. Read option, keeping it now. We'll hand it off to McPhee. Minimal gain on second down. Cuts the down and distance in half, setting up now third down and about 2 yards to go. McPhee now up to his third carry of the night for a net gain of 3 yards. 7:37 to go. Clock will continue to wind here in this first half. Already a halftime score with Pillager on top of Staples Motley. 8-0 at the halftime break. Of course, that game over on Cash 95.9 3WI FM. 14-0 our score with 7:19 to play until halftime. Gobblers with the advantage at 14-0, but Proctor a few steps behind, but not too far behind the Gobblers. St. Germain calls out a change at the line of scrimmage, calling for extra protection movement at the line, and that's going to back them up another 5 yards. That is false start penalty 2 here on this drive.
Williams getting right up on that line, showing that blitz is really making that line of the Rails getting nervous.
I know probably a little bit extra emphasis going into this contest for the Rails and their offense, keeping an eye on that defensive line because they're definitely not afraid to get up on that line of scrimmage as the Gobbler defensive front. Water starting to seep into a little bit of the press box here. Unfortunately, we got to use one of the Enbridge I Bring the Energy Player of the Game shirts, but I don't think we're going to be giving out any smalls anytime soon, so act as an extra towel. Third down and 7, ball at the 33, 3 receivers to the left. Quick hitter to the outside, pass incomplete right between the hands of number 6 and Cooper King. It will go incomplete, 4th down and 7.
Tried that little screen on the outside there, did not work.
Try to get the offense going in that direction. Now 4th down and 7. Offense will come off the field. Now we will see the quarterback, the punter, I should say, Rowan Cass. He will kick this time Looks like Jacob Williams will be back to return. He stands just inside his 40-yard line for the Gobblers. Cass waiting for the snap with 6.5 to go here in this first half. Fake the punt. Throw to the outside. It's complete. It's going to be a first down, and the Rails will convert on fourth down. The pass on the fake punt to the far side of on the near side of the field. I think it was McPhee who completed the pass, and he will get it out to his teammate, number 5, Blake Imhoff, and that will set up now first down and 10, and the Rails move the chains on a fake punt. For about a 15-yard connection, McPhee will collect the pass and get it to Imhoff, who was out as a gunner. Pass goes complete, and that will move the chains. First down and 10 for for Proctor, in almost to Aitkin territory. They stand at the 48. Maybe the shot in the arm that Proctor's offense needs. We'll see here. Receiver comes in motion. Option play kept himself by St. Germain into Gobbler territory, fighting his way forward for about a 4-yard carry on first down for St. Germain, and that will give the clock continue to roll with 6:20 to play in this first half.
Stop made by Walker, Texas Jones. Walker Jones.
A little bit of a stretch on that one. But I see where your head's at. I try to make that joke all the time, but I'm just like, I don't want to sound too much like an idiot. But
we always call him Texas. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
It's a good
you
name.
would know more than I would. So under 6 to play in the first half. Second down and 6. 14-0 the score. 2 receivers to each side. Receiver in the near slot comes in motion behind the line of scrimmage. Handoff to McPhee, right to the line of scrimmage. No, it'll be a fake the handoff on the option keeper by St. Germain. Same result, no gain on the play. Good disguise by the quarterback in Carter St. Germain, whose uniform is dirtier than 90% of his teammates already. With 5:25 to play in this first half, and we continue to see that clock roll here in this opening half of football. 14-0 our score. Rain continues to fall from Aitkin. But as long as it just rains and none of that other stuff, we're just fine. We'll spread them all out here. We'll have 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Pistol formation again for St. Germain as he stands. Pitch to the left. It'll be for McPhee. No gain on the play. We get a flag thrown on the play for about 2 yards on the carry, but dirty laundry on the field on the backside of the play from Proctor. See a holding in that area? Yes, I believe so on the initial signal by one of the officials. Flag lays to about the 48-yard line. Was third down and 5. Coach Hill's talking things over with our referee if he wants to take the penalty yardage and keep the third down or make it 4th and about 3, maybe 4th down and 4 yards to go after the flag. Holding against the offense, they are going to wave off the penalty. Coach Hills declines the penalty. Now setting up 4th down, and looks like about 3, maybe 4 yards to go, so they'll give a yard to McPhee on the carry. Clock will continue to wind with under 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. 4th down and 4. Ball needs to get to about the 42-yard line.
12th man on the field going to go ahead and make some noise.
At least on the far side of the field, clad in neon colors tonight for the Gobbler student section, while massive umbrellas to the far side of the field as well. Now breaking the huddle finally. It's like we will see a timeout taken by Coach Krivenchuk and the offense for the Proctor Rails. Miscommunication trying to get that 4th down play in. With it being 4th down and 4, offense already gone for it on 4th down, and getting that fake punt conversion, Lance, with it being just 4:23 to play until halftime. I think Proctor in this situation, they're definitely going for it, but need to get something going here to gain some sort of momentum before going into halftime.
Exactly. Since the Gobblers hit so many times before on 4th down, and shut them down.
Gobblers also get the ball out of the halftime locker room, so I'm sure Coach Krivenchuk thinking about that before deciding to whether to keep it or to punt the football away. But going for it on 4th down, and looks like about, a solid 3, maybe 3.5, 4 yards to go. Ball's just inside the 45-yard line, more closer to the 46. But miscommunication getting that play call in leads to our first timeout taken of the half by the Proctor Rails. Fourth and 4, they're going to say, with there also being 4:23 to play in the first half. 14-0 our score. Paul Vold along with Lance Bauman on the call here on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1 to the Gobbler, and also at yourliveevent.com. 4th down and 4. Ball at the 45-yard line. St. Germain calls out the coverage. Standing in the shotgun set. Movement at the line of scrimmage, and yes, that will be movement at the line. Seeing the left tackle, I believe it was.
Yeah,
76. Aaron Bergquist getting a little antsy at that line. So now 4th down and 4 turns into 4th and 9, and that's going to force Coach Krivenchuk to bring out the punt team. 4:23 to go. Clock is stopped, and we'll see the punt team back out onto the field here. Last time the punt team was on the field, it was Zach McPhee that threw out a pass to move the chains for a first down. Gobblers will be keeping an eye on that here on this play. Rowan Cass will get the punt off, a low spiraling punt picked up by Zach Enstrom. No, he'll watch it bounce to about the 20-yard line and kick sideways to the far side of the field, and that will set up the Gobblers first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 4:19 and 4:12 now to play here until halftime. Gobblers will get the ball back and like to maybe put one more in here before the halftime break and then get the ball out of the halftime locker room, Lance.
Gobblers got time. 4 minutes left. They're going to go ahead and control that clock, I believe, and just play smart ball.
3 timeouts also in the pocket of Coach Hills as the offense for Aitkin comes out with seeing Braden Smith check back in. He'll be in the wide receiver position with also Zach Enstrom and also Jacob Williams set back in the backfield. A couple of tight ends on the line of scrimmage off the right side. Keeper for the likes of Enstrom up from the 20 to the 25, spins off one. Now 2 tacklers just shy to the 31, it looks like, for a first down for the Aitkin Gobblers. Enstrom will gain about 11 for him, his 3rd carry of the night. And that will move the chains and also move the clock as well. Now under 4 minutes to play until halftime. First down and 10 now from the 30, so they'll give him credit for those 10 yards. It's like just beyond to the 31 from the angle that we can see from the press box. One receiver to the left, and pistol formation again. Faking the handoff, miscommunication. Enstrom picks it back up. He'll fall on top of it as Enstrom and Williams unable to communicate properly to get the proper handoff. Loss of about 6 yards on that carry, unfortunately, just falling right on top of the football. Second time tonight we've seen that. Last time that happened, it turned into a fumble recovery for Proctor. 3:15 to go. They'll mark it back for about 2nd down and 17 now. Ball pushed back now to their own 25-yard line for Aitkin. A hush falls over the crowd when the offense is going. It's kind of weird. I'm sure people on the far side of the field could probably hear us if they listen quite good enough. I wish my hearing was quite that good. Hand off to Williams, bouncing left side, trying to hit that hole to the far side. He gets back up, 2nd, 3rd time on the tackle. Flag thrown on the play almost near as it was over. And we get a stoppage here after the big gain from Jacob Williams, slipping off a few more tacklers, but we get a flag on the middle of the field, well behind where the play was. A few palms of the sky from a couple of Gobbler players. 2:44 to play until halftime here. See what our official calls off. Chop block, they are going to say against Aitkin. I think it was marked off against. You say Craig Ashton, he's the one talking with the official from the spot of the foul, which was at the 25. That's going to mark them way back. They're going to go back to their own 10-yard line on that one, Lance?
Hey, they're still controlling the clock.
2:44 to go until halftime. Wrong direction for the Gobblers, but nonetheless, they still have the football. We'll say 2nd down and far for this next play for them. They need to get up to the 40-yard line. They're at their own 10, so, a cool 2nd down and 30. yards to go, 30 plus.
Nothing but a thing.
2:40 to go. Calm, cool, collected, and confident. Lance Bauman on the color here tonight. Second down and, well, far to go for the Gobblers with under 2.5 to play. Left side for Alex Palm, trying to get that penalty yardage back, and then some. Second, third, 4 tackles, and we're back at square one.
Nothing but a thing.
Nothing but a thing, as Lance Bauman says. It's back to the original line of scrimmage, and even a couple extra yards as Alex Palm getting a couple shoulders through and getting all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. So a nice 20-yard plus scamper for Alex Palm on just his second carry of the night. So about 28 yards, or at least that's what it felt like on that run after, should have been tackled after about 3, but nonetheless, third down and 10 from the 31-yard line for Aitkin. High snap brought down to Jacob Williams. Hand off to him at the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain, if any. Maybe a loss on that carry for Williams. And they are going to say no gain for Jacob Williams. His 10th carry of the night with 90 seconds to go. Gobbler punt team onto the field for the first time tonight. We'll see the Gobblers punt formation. Enstrom doing the punting duties, and number 7 Gavin Tabbert will be back deep to receive the punt from his own 40-yard line. At least that's where he's standing right now. Gobblers working the clock as much as they can here with now just a minute 5 to go until halftime. And, of course, at halftime, we'll take a look at the numbers from this first half. Second half adjustments. Halftime score has been under a minute to go. Gobblers will punt the football. Enstrom standing inside his own 15-yard line. Good, clean, spiraling punt to the 45. Kicks out of bounds just in front of the Gobbler student section to about the 48-yard line of Proctor. First down and 10 for the Rails. 45 seconds to go until halftime. Gobbler offense started with 4:01 left in the first half with the football. Ended up going backwards, but then back to the original line of scrimmage. And then after that, worked off, 3 minutes and 15 seconds with only 45 seconds to go. Proctor only with 2 timeouts left in this first half, but they've had a few chunk plays down the field as well. So we'll see them break the huddle. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Carter St. Germain, who's done much of the damage with his legs. Late substitution out onto the field now, as we'll get Rowan Cass back out onto the field, stepping up on the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers now to the left. Pitch play to the left now for Zach McPhee, as he'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Blaze Sanford in on that tackle. I believe also Walker Jones in there for, they're going to give him a yard for Zach McPhee. And with 20 seconds to go, Proctor taking their time as they'll break the huddle. Maybe get one more play off after this one. Not sure what's going on. St. Germain just get a call, whatever he feels like here on this play. 13 seconds go. Way too much time taken off the clock here. Proctor just may chuck it up and just see what happens at the end result. Roll out towards the right. St. Germain, flag on the play, looking downfield for the home run pass. It's going to be pass incomplete as it went through 1, 2, and then 3 players, but a flag thrown on the play right at the line of scrimmage. The pass goes incomplete. As there was much just miscommunication at the line of scrimmage. Proctor wasn't ready.
I don't think they were set.
Did see the late substitution from Rowan Cass from Proctor. They're going to wipe that off, and that's the end of the first half. There we go. Halftime, we have made it. 14-0. Aitkin leads here on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com. We'll step aside here for a break. We will get you up to date with what is going on here with our coverage through Lakes Area High School football action. We'll get you the numbers from this first half. It's all coming up. Gobblers lead 14-0 on the Gobbler. KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also on YourLiveEvent.com.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Welcome back here to Veterans Field in Aiken tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those tuning in to the video stream, yourliveevent.com, and also at rjbroadcasting.com. We have reached the halftime break, 14-0. Aiken with that first half advantage on the scoreboard here tonight. Gobblers did get up on their first play from scrimmage, a 14-yard touchdown with 10:01 in the first half. Tanner Nissen with a 14-yard touchdown run, two-point conversion, no good. But then after a couple of series where Proctor was able to drive the football, unable to convert in the red zone, Gobblers get the ball back on a turnover on downs, and Jacob Williams finds the end zone from 16 yards out, punctuated by Alex Palm's 2-yard two-point conversion to make it 14-0 with 8:49 to play in the first half. Gobblers up 14-0 at the halftime break. Paul Vold joined alongside with Lance Bauman here tonight. Lance, we've been talking about it, and it still continues on. The rain's been a big factor of how both these teams have been able to compete tonight.
Again, they got to both just play smart ball, but I am still surprised that Proctor's throwing the ball as much as they are.
Yeah, first half in total 1 for 8 passing, and the one was that fake punt conversion by Zach McPhee to Blake Imhoff. We'll get more with those numbers here at the halftime break, but few fans still sticking around here. Of course, those that aren't flocked in their cars, either listening to the radio or watching the video stream on yourliveevent.com. Hey, either way, you're tuning in. Gobblers 3-0 on the season. Proctor 1-2 on the year. But again, a couple of plays, and if maybe you exchange those passing plays, Lance, for maybe a couple of runs, Proctor may have come out with a score, if at least one for sure, here this evening. But you know what? So far, Gobblers are up 14-0, but it hasn't been for a lack of effort.
Proctor is doing a good job with that draw with McPhee. Does a nice job getting out and getting some yardage. I'm surprised they're not playing that a little bit more, but they do a good job of spreading out their offense, spreading out the Gobbler defense, and getting some penetration in the Gobbler defense.
Gobblers with a 14-0 lead here on the Gobbler and also at yourliveevent.com. Rain continues to fall here from Veterans Field. Of course, Gobblers back in the field house while Proctor, settling under at least some sort of covering, if not back on one of the buses here tonight. As now we'll get a shot here in the press box here. Linfield Hines on the camera tonight. That's perfectly all right. Nobody needs to see this. This is why this is a face for radio. And Lance Bauman here tonight as well. But again, Gobblers up here 14-0 at the break. Lance, I know we'll talk more about those second half adjustments, but I think what we saw, especially in that last drive for the Gobblers in the first half, is keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving. You know, you'd like to see more positive yards in those penalty yards at the end, but the Gobblers doing a good job at least controlling the tempo and the clock.
Exactly. When they did get that penalty and they were back second and forever, and I said it was nothing but a thing.
It
right?
wasn't.
And then what happened? Palm had a huge run, got it back up to the line of scrimmage, 2 more plays, Gobblers, and I'm not able to convert. But they were able to get the Proctor back into Proctor territory right at the 50. We're able to close out the half. Proctor got a little bit scrambled here right with the last couple minutes. But, again, the Gobblers controlled the clock for that last part of this first half.
Much more coming up here on the halftime show. Get a look at our out-of-town scoreboard while also getting for you much more out-of-town scoreboard. First half numbers coming up. The Gobblers lead 14-0 against Proctor here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com. We'll be back here after another break.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those also tuning in at yourliveevent.com. Have a 14-0 halftime break. Paul Vold, Lance Bauman on the call with the Aitkin Gobblers 3-0 on the season. Looking at some of the numbers here from our first half. Visiting team, that being the Proctor Rails. 3 first downs in the first half to go along with 3 penalties in total. Zach McPhee, 5 rushes for 5 yards, but Carter St. Germain doing much of the damage rushing-wise. 9 rushes for 75 yards in that first half. 0 for 6 passing for no yards for St. Germain, but McPhee picking up the slack, 1 for 2 for 15 yards, and of course that one catch being on that fake punt that was collected by Blake Imhoff. And the Proctor Rails did also get a fumble recovery in the first half. For the Aitkin Gobblers, 3-0 with 6 first downs in the first half, 3 penalties in that first half. Jacob Williams doing much of the damage in the first half. 10 rushes, 93 yards, and a touchdown, but really balanced after that. Do have Alex Palm and Zach Enstrom for multiple rushes and also for 30-plus yards. Palm with 30 yards rushing and Zach Enstrom 33 yards rushing on the night as well, as Lance Bauman's got a field to call here tonight. That's perfectly just fine. That gives us an opportunity to look at our out-of-town scoreboard here this evening, too. Of course, I got to pull out the phone for that one. Of course, we're fairly low-tech when it comes to our score reporting here for our halftime show. Do got to let you know, halftime break on Talk 100 KLKS has Pequot Lakes on top of their opponent. and I believe that being Detroit Lakes 36-0 as well. Halftime score over on Real Country 94.3 has Ogilvy on top of McGregor 32-6. Halftime score on Skeeter 101.5 is Moose Lake Willow River on top of Crosby Ironton 12-0. While at halftime as well, Pillager leads 8-0 against Staples Motley. So those scores rolling in and soon to be get going with the second half here for tonight. The Gobblers again up by the score of 14-0 here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. Hopefully somebody calling in saying that we're doing a great job tonight, right,
Well,
Lance?
again, getting back to that face for radio, that was my son in the Marines actually out in San Diego.
Oh,
he
wow.
was streaming through the yourliveevent.com, and a bunch of the Marines are out there checking out Aitkin Gobbler football and how we do it up here. Again, commentating on my beautiful face and yours for radio. So
well, we thank
pretty
you.
neat.
That's pretty awesome to see, and thank you gentlemen out there in San Diego for your service and for tuning in to Aitkin Gobbler football. 14-0 our score here. I know, Lance, we still got a few minutes. Of course, they'll come back out. They'll get warmed up. And now the field here, it's been a steady rain throughout here at this contest, and now nobody's been on it for now well over 10, 15 minutes, soon to be almost 20 minutes as well. I think that's going to play much of a factor, too. I know we see a couple spots in the middle of the field on each side within the 20, starting to almost pool up a little bit, too.
It will. It's going to make a mess. But, again, both coaches are going to go ahead and play into that, right? They're going to worry about just keeping the hands on the ball. As much as I'd like to say that for the Proctor, but Proctor needs that spread out. They need to throw that ball around. They need to figure out how to spread out that Gobbler defense. But I think Gobblers are getting pretty wise to that with all those opportunities and having Zach Enstrom back there almost picking off a couple of them. Maybe they'll change it up a little bit. You never know.
It'll be very interesting to see. Carter St. Germain, again, he's been doing all the damage for Proctor tonight. 9 rushes, 75 yards on those 9 attempts. But, again, 0 for 6 passing. It's whenever they've been able to put the ball on the ground, especially with St. Germain, whether they work that read option or they go with the zone read as well. As soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he's been able to at least create a little bit of space as well. He's got one run that went 50 yards. But, again, the rail offense has been able to capitalize here tonight.
They have, even with mistakes, right? They'll still be able to get down there, get into the red zone. They're really, really close. But again, the Gobblers are able to just hold their ground and be able to stop the rails.
Just a couple minutes here before they'll get back onto the field and get ready for the start of our second half. We'll get another halftime break in here on the Gobbler and Your Live Event. Gobblers up 14-0 on the scoreboard. We'll take a break. More coming up here. It's Aitkin Gobbler football as they take on the Proctor Rails. YourLiveEvent.com and the Gobbler, KKIN.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
welcome back here to Veterans Field tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN AM 930 FM translator 103.1 for those tuning in as well at yourliveevent.com. I'm just going to go out and say it right now as the Gobblers lead 14-0 against the Proctor Rails. Lance, I'm glad we're up here and not down there tonight.
You bet. I know so many people, even friends like John Klein out there said, man, you look good, even though you're dry. But it is very wet on the field. I'm glad we're not sitting in the stands. We're blessed to have a nice press box here in Aitkin and the upstairs coach's box. Again, it's very nice for us up here, especially with all these electronics and stuff that we get to play with now.
That kind of helps out a little bit too. Be like, hey, we gotta be somewhere dry. We gotta be upriver from everything here. But yes, thankfully as well, we are here. Of course, a great crew from Aitkin High School allowing us to broadcast these events as well. Gobblers will get the football out of the halftime locker rooms, getting those last-minute stretches in. Lance, of course, we kind of been talking about some key things to keep an eye on with the start of the second half here. I think the big thing is just Gobblers need to continue that momentum and just keep working that clock.
I think you're going to see a couple more looks off the offensive line, too. They're going to probably start changing up their looks. They got 3 or 4 different lineups that they like to do, a little bit of misdirection and stuff. I think they will still try to stay inside the tackles, though.
In those last-minute warm-ups in here as well, Gobblers, I believe, will get the kickoff from the south end zone working towards the north. At least that's where they're lined up right now, getting warmed up here from Veterans Field. Of course, we still have our big deal player of the game to announce here once we get into that post-game show, as well as our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. Brought to you by Atwater Motors in Aitkin. That's right, formerly known as Brandel Motors, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, Takedown Gym in Brainerd. As Proctor coaching staff slowly but surely making their way back out onto the field as well. Seem to get a couple of new headsets put out as well. Rain gear well being used here tonight. Probably one thing I'm definitely going to have to invest in the future. Maybe some good solid boots or something. The only boots I have are snow boots, and that's about it.
Nice. Go get a nice set of muck boots or hunting.
Yeah.
Something nice with at least 1,000th insulate.
Yeah, I'll definitely make a note of that. If they make size 15, I'll definitely have to snatch them up. It's going to cost a few extra pretty pennies, but
probably
well worth it in the long run. They'll definitely get their use. But Gobblers will actually be receiving the kickoff from the north end zone, working towards the south. Here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also on yourliveevent.com. Kickoff team here for Proctor now making their way back out onto the field here. We'll see them kick off to the Gobblers, actually, for the first time tonight. Looks like the kickoff will be started by number 11, Drew Krachowski, for the Proctor Rails. Gobblers up 14-0. Second half just moments away. Of course, after the completion of our contest, whether it be before and or after at 9:30, we will have coverage of the Minnesota Twins taking on the LA Angels here tonight.
Again, hats off to all the parents tonight for doing a great job with all these Aitkin Gobbler kids.
Absolutely. Parents' night tonight. Senior parents also being recognized with their players as well, as Grachowski will kick it off. End over end, fielded by Jacob Williams, catches it head high from his own 10-yard line up to the 20. He's at the 25-30. Bounced off a tackler to the 35-yard line, falling to about the 36. First down and 10 for the Aitkin Gobblers. As that was a good, solid tackle as Williams felt the contact, and he was stopped right at looks like about the 37-yard line. They'll mark it off first down and 10. For Aitkin as they get a fresh football off from the sideline. Now they'll wait and put the ball down on the field, set them up first down and 10 with Zach Enstrom controlling the offense. Not a pass attempted tonight. Night like tonight, no need to do it for the Gobbler offense. One receiver to the left side. He'll give handoff to Alex Palm, first down carry for about a yard if he's lucky. And we'll set it up second and long to go. As they'll say, maybe about half a yard for Alex Palm. No, they'll keep the yard marker right where it's at. Alex Palm with his first carry of the second half to get the Gobbler offense rolling. Second down and 10 now. Ball spotted to the 37-yard line. 11.5 to go in the third quarter. 14-0 the score. Eli Christie, the lone receiver, he split out The left side of the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field. Palm the fullback spot. We'll see Nissen and also Williams, the split backs in the backfield. Giving handoff to the left side now for Nissen. Bouncing off to a couple of tacklers shy of the 45-yard line. Solid gain for Tanner Nissen on that second down carry for about 6 yards for Tanner Nissen. His first carry in the second half. And only his third on the night. 10:50 to go here until halftime. Or excuse me, we are in the second half, in the third quarter. Don't want to go back in time here, especially on a night like tonight. Get 10:38 to go. Clock continues to roll here with Enstrom under center, one receiver towards his right side. He'll give handoff to Williams to the 45, slips through the middle to the 50-yard line into Proctor territory to the 47, and will now make it a first down for the Gobblers as he'll punch it up to the 47-yard line for an 8-yard carry for Jacob Williams. Gobblers' 7th first down of the ball game. Clock will now back to rolling once again. First series for the Gobblers. First series of the second half for either team with a 2-score advantage at 14-0. Braden Smith rotating in the receiver core. The lone receiver out. Back under center. Pitch play, misdirection, handoff right side for Jacob Williams. Tries to bounce off a couple of tacklers. He'll fall forward to about the 40-yard line, maybe to the 41. About a 7-yard carry on first down for Jacob Williams. Positive momentum and just continuing to fight forward are these Gobbler running backs. 7 yards for Jacob Williams on back-to-back carries.
Blaze Sanford doing a good job on some blocking there as he did some trap blocking.
On a dry night, I think Jacob Williams able to get more than just those 7 yards as he had to fight through a block on the front side of the play and then had to cut it back towards the middle. That's where he lost his footing. Bobbled snap. Enstrom will keep it himself, fighting forward. Couple of rails collide with each other. First down for the Gobblers. It will be from the 41 down to about the 35 and down to the 34. Zach Enstrom will move the chains for about 7 yards. Now, looks like their second first down of this drive, and will continue to move that clock with now 9:09 to play and counting downward in the third quarter. Bobbled snap there on that previous play. Gobblers lucky on that one. There have been a couple of those tonight. Now under 9 to play in the third quarter. Nissen, Williams, and Palm in the backfield. Enstrom under his center. Motioning out Tanner Nissen. He'll go to the line of scrimmage in the right slot. Hand off to Williams in the middle of the field. Cuts it back to the far side. He's at the 30, down to the 25, 20, 15 to the end zone. Very close as he was at the 35 and stopped shy of the 5-yard line down to the goal line. And that will move the chains for a first down, and very, very close for Jacob Williams, punching in another one for Aitkin.
Williams did a good job looking downfield and going ahead and sliding in the seams as he zigged and zagged and got up there to the little past the 5.
We'll make it now first and goal to go from the 5-yard line for Aitkin. With 8:22 to go, first drive of the third quarter, and the Gobblers will have it set up at the 3-yard line, they're going to say. 30-yard scamper for Jacob Williams. He'll get the call once again down to the goal line, fighting off the line of scrimmage, trying to get back towards the far side, and he will not get into the end zone in this play, but cuts the down and distance in half at second down and about maybe a yard, maybe 2 to go. So a gain of 1 there for Jacob Williams. 14th carry of the ball game with 7:48 to go here. Gobblers very close to starting out the third quarter by cutting the time in half here. Well over. Very close to 5 minutes taken off here on this opening drive. The second and goal from the 3, they're going to mark it. Gobblers break the huddle. Nissen and Williams in the backfield with Palm in a fullback spot and Enstrom under center, and we get a movement at the line. This one going to be against Aitkin, unfortunately. It's like number 23 there, I think it was. They got movement.
32, that would been Nathan Price.
Nathan Price.
I think he just slipped on his hand because it's a little bit wet out there.
Good change in, change out on a player for the Gobblers, bringing back in Braden Smith. 7:56 to go now. Second and goal from the 8 for Aitkin. That being also their 4th penalty of the night. False start on them. Setting goal from the 8-yard line. Bobbled snap. Gobblers fall right on top of it. Loss of maybe about 2 yards on that carry, or at least falling on top of the football. Gobblers will keep the possession. Actually, no gain on the play. Enstrom will just keep it himself after falling on top of it. Not trying to do too much. Now 3rd and goal as we near now the 6-minute mark for this drive to open up the 3rd quarter. We wait for the, looks like a dry football to come in maybe. Get a stoppage here. Officials timeout down on the field here as we try to get a new football in for the gameplay situation. For those tuning in the video stream, you know why. It's raining and has been raining.
At least it's not cats and dogs.
This is true. This is more of a mild annoyance of rain. It's like, oh yeah, it's raining. You step outside, it's like, oh, should have brought an umbrella.
It is a little Minnesota humid out there.
That it certainly is. With Nissen and Williams splitting the backfield for Enstrom under center. Rolling out to the left. Enstrom looking to throw. He will throw it out. It will be caught. Touchdown. First pass of the night is complete.
Looks like it's Price.
To Nathan Price. And he will get the touchdown. 20-0 our score. First pass completion of the night finds the end zone. And the Gobbler is now up 20-0 with 6:18 to play in the ball game. Or is that 23 and Jack Setzer?
Well, it was Setzer, but I think he just switched the numbers around. It really was Nathan Price over on that side.
So the Gobblers will get the touchdown pass completed. First pass attempt of the night from the 8-yard line. 2-point attempt coming up. Tanner Nissen will get the run and the call and the 2-point conversion. 22-0 is the score. Gobblers now up 22-0 against the Proctor Rails to kick off the 3rd quarter. We'll be back after a quick break here on the Gobbler and also yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. And also for those tuning in online at rjbroadcasting.com, Zach Enstrom connects into the end zone. First pass completion of the night goes into the end zone. Are we saying it was Nathan Price or was it Jack Setzer?
It was Nathan Price. He was playing left end on the left side and Setzer's on the right side.
There we go. So we've got that cleared up. 32, not 23. They're both on the line of scrimmage nonetheless. Yep. Gobblers up 22-0. So we'll just make that official here as the kickoff from Craig Ashton bounces off the chest of Tabbert from the 30s at the 35-40. 45, trying to get to the far side of the field. He will into Gobbler territory and finally taken down deep into Gobbler territory down to about the 44-yard line, and that's not a good start for the Gobbler return team, and the defense comes out with a plus position for the Proctor Rails, trailing 22-0. Gobbler defense comes out for the first time tonight, Lance, and if we saw anything towards the end of the first half there, Gobbler defense just needs to be able to contain more of Carter St. Germain and that offense for them.
Again, Rails come out again, spread out on offense here. And again, you have to really watch St. Germain.
Carter St. Germain, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He'll keep it himself on that first down run. He's going to be taken down in the backfield. German suplex on the tackle from Walker Jones.
Attaboy, Texas.
He'll keep it himself for a tackle for a loss as St. Germain lose it about a yard there, and German suplex backwards to about the 44-yard line. Time you can work in some wrestling moves into the broadcast. I'm sure everybody will be a little bit happy on that, especially for you, Lance.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Wrestlers make the best football players.
Well, they certainly do here in Aiken, that's for sure. There's no line about that. Overall athletes nonetheless. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for St. Germain in the shotgun set. 2nd down 11. Man comes in motion from the left side of the line of scrimmage. Bobble the snap, looked away. St. Germain's going to keep it himself down the sideline, gets something out of nothing before being pushed out of bounds there. St. Germain might have taken his eye off the ball there as it was being snapped to him.
Workman very close to capitalizing on a sack there, but St. Germain did a phenomenal job holding his wit and getting upfield.
St. Germain will be credited there for about a 5-yard gain on his first carry in the second half as the Gobbler defense looks to get off the field. Now 3rd down and 8. First drive of the second half for the Proctor Rails. Try to piece something together towards the end of the first half. It came up empty. 5:14 to play here. First drive of the second half for the Rails after the Gobblers took nearly the whole for at least a good half of the third quarter with their offense. 3rd down and 7. St. Germain in the pistol set, 2 receivers to each side. Quick hitter to the outside, collected. This one's actually caught to Rowan Cass. No gain on the play as he's taken down.
Palm on a great stop there.
So we'll get the first pass completion of the night for St. Germain as he finds Rowan Cass. They're going to say loss on the play of about a yard. So that will now make it 4th down and 8. Punt team back out onto the field. Rowan Cass will go back. After catching the ball, he'll go to punt the football for the Proctor Rails, and we'll see Zach Enstrom standing inside his own 15-yard line for this attempt. 4.5 to go in this third quarter. Gobblers up 22-0. High snap, cleanly fielded by Cass. He'll get off a low spiraling punt to the 15 and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 12-yard line, it looks like. 1st down and 10 for the Aiken Gobblers. They'll have it back on their second drive to kick off the second half of this football game.
The one and only Craig Ashton just about had a nice block. There is so much vertical on that man. If you can go back and reverse in replay and see the vertical.
I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I saw that
impressive.
Gobbler player selling out, and I think, if anything, he got a little bit of a boost, almost Dirty Dancing style move there to get Craig Ashton up in the air. I don't think they could ever duplicate that with that kind of momentum, but nonetheless, great effort there from Craig Ashton to get the attempt at a block at least. With it now being 4:21 to play here in the third quarter. 22-0 Gobblers ahead with this lead, and their second drive of the second half after going nearly 6 minutes to kick off this second half with the football in their hands. Enstrom back under center. He'll give handoff to Jacob Williams. First down carry, good gain. Punches his way back to the middle of the field, just shy of a first down from the 14. Gets to about the 20, maybe the 21. And that'll make it about a 7-yard carry on first down for Jacob Williams. Well over 100 yards rushing tonight once again. Under 4 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Gobblers up by those 3 scores. 2nd down and 3 from the 21. Aiken has the football, holding stout with the possession. As it'll be Williams and Nissen splitting the backfield with Alex Palm. They'll give handoff to, actually not Palm, but I believe Walker Jones will get the carry. He'll move the chains for a first down beyond the 30 to the 35-yard line. And that will make it a 14-yard run for Walker Jones's first carry of the night.
Nice little scamper for that young man. 3:33 left here in the third.
Clock will continue to run after the first down. Now the 10th of this second, 10th in total, 4th of the second half for Aiken. Clock continues to roll. 14-yard run there for Walker Jones, his first carry of the night in relief of Alex Palm for this play. Looks like he'll stay in as well. 3:12 to go. Clock continues to roll. Bobbled snap. Enstrom will keep it himself, and they'll just blow the play dead before anybody gets wrapped up in the wrong angle and taken down to the ground. But it will be a loss for Zach Enstrom. He's had to eat a few of those tonight, unfortunately, with a loss of about 4 yards. And we get an officials timeout here. Get a new football back in. This one's too wet, says the officiating staff. And look at that.
Never got to do that when we were in school.
Right? Always bring up the fact, especially during baseball season, when a pitcher asks for a new baseball between the umpire and the catcher, and he brings it back and says, "Sorry, this one's too round. I need that grapefruit. I need that lopsided one."
Oh, nice.
Because you're going to see that ball in about 3 or 4 pitches nonetheless. Back to the football action here tonight. Handoff to, looks like Jacob Williams on the carry. No, this one's Kane Byrne, the Big Red Machine, just shy of a first down for about a 14, make that an 11-yard run for Kane Byrne. He'll get the Gobblers very close, make that 13 yards on that run after that loss on the previous play. Now setting up 3rd down and about a football length to go after the run by Kane Byrne. One of the seniors here for the Gobblers. 2:13 to go. Clock continues to run. Gobblers with only their second drive of the second half. And we get a timeout called out on the field here. Timeout by Proctor. 2:05 to play here in the third quarter. That'll give us a chance to get a timeout in as well. Gobblers up 22-0 on the Gobbler and also at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Welcome back here to Aitkin this evening from Veterans Field. Timeout called by the Proctor Rails on yourliveevent.com as well. Paul Vold, Lance Bauman on the call. Almost forgot to give our shout out to Linfield Hines, as we always do. Great camera work here as always tonight, battling through the conditions as we all are. Doesn't stop the production and doesn't stop the first-rate work that we do here with yourliveevent.com for these broadcasts as well. Of course, you can listen to Aitkin Gobbler Sports, home events. Watch them online at yourliveevent.com. 2:05 to play in quarter number 3. Gobblers 3rd down and 1 from their own 46-yard line. Need to get it beyond the other side of the 46 for a first down. Kane Byrne and Tanner Nissen, I believe, the two backs with seeing the likes of Walker Jones. He'll get the call. He'll move the chains into Proctor territory after about a 7-yard run. Gobblers will get the next first down and continue to move it forward for another fresh set of downs. Walker Jones' second carry of the ball game with under 2 to play in quarter number 3. 22-0 our score. Gobblers took almost 6 minutes in their first drive to open up the second half, but nonetheless are echoing to do the same, if not even longer, here on this drive with now just a minute 39 to play and counting downward in this third quarter. Enstrom back under center. Jones, Nissen, and also Byrne in the backfield. Hand off to Nissen. Left side, cuts it back to the near side. Slips second, third, trying to get past one more. Into the end zone. He will scamper all the way to the end zone. It will be Tanner Nissen after slipping off about 4 tackles. Gobblers lead 28-0.
He smoked that one kid back there, and I was very impressed that he just plowed right over. He railed over that rail over there. That was pretty impressive by Tanner Nissen.
48-yard touchdown run from Tanner Nissen to make it 28-0 here as we await the 2-point attempt with 1:19 to go in the third quarter. Solid run from Tanner Nissen as the 2-point attempt coming up here for the Gobbler offense. Tanner Nissen, 48 yards to the house. 2 drives in the second half, 2 scores as they look to complete it off here with this 2-point attempt. Enstrom back under center once again for the Gobblers. He'll pitch to the left side for Kane Byrne, going back to pass. Awkward pass into the back of the end zone, incomplete. 28-0 is the score. But the Gobblers, 2 drives, 2 scores. Second half continues to roll on here on the Gobbler, KKIN and RJBroadcasting.com, as well as yourliveevent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. and it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. Those tuning in at yourliveevent.com. Gobblers up by the score of 28-0, a 48-yard touchdown run from Tanner Nissen with the score here. And Lance, we talked about that run, even slipping off those tackles. Nonetheless, Tanner Nissen definitely got his own on a couple of those runs.
He did, for sure. He gave it all his heart, and he was able to go ahead and just drop his shoulder a few times there and just head right north and get to the touchdown. Well, head south, I should say. But
yes, going from the north end zone to the south end zone is the pass attempt there on the 2-point, no good from the likes of Kane Byrne, but nonetheless, Gobblers up now 28-0. Kickoff from, I believe Hayden Workman kicked that one off to Gavin Tabbert. He goes down to about the 25 before getting control of the football. Nonetheless, Gobblers defense back out on the field, 1:17 to go in quarter number 3.
On behalf of all the Gobbler players and the Gobbler kids here in Aitkin, we want to say thank you to all the support for everybody, all the sponsors here, and all the support to the people buy the raffle tickets through the Quarterbacks Club to help support all the extracurricular activities here at Aitkin Gobbler High School. So,
absolutely.
On behalf of everybody here and staff, thank you to all the support that we get.
Can't have the team without the team behind the team as the Rails offense back out on the field here. Second drive in this second half with 1:17 to go in quarter number 3. 2 receivers to the right side. Keeper by St. Germain running right up the middle from the 28-yard line. Fights his way forward to about the 30. And
Kanye got in there. Scout player of the week.
Getting some of his own time here. About a 2-yard gain for Carter St. Germain. About a minute left here in quarter number 3. Gobblers with that 4-score lead at 28-0. 2 drives for the Gobblers here in the second half, 2 scores. It'll be a good chat here with Coach Hills coming up in the postgame show after he probably dries off. Maybe a quick time down on the field to talk things over and be like, all right, everybody get dried off in the locker room or something. But nonetheless, Gobblers well in front here. About 30 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Receiver goes in motion off the line of scrimmage. Pitch to the right. Ball is bobbled. Falling on top of it was the running back, and I believe that's number 12 down there in Nolan Oakstead. And that will be a loss of about 5 or 6 yards for Oakstead. And that could very well finish off our third quarter here, with it being 28-0, which it will finish off our fourth quarter. Gobblers with the lead at 28-0. We'll head to the fourth quarter here on the other side of this break. Gobblers ahead 28-0 on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com.
Care Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
We are ISD1.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also at yourliveevent.com. Aitkin Gobblers up 28-0 heading into the fourth quarter here. Waiting for the start of our fourth quarters. Both teams coming their way back out on the field. Now we got the graphic right here. Sending out the group text as well to the group chat, letting them know our final score. Not our final score, but our third quarter score. That's final in the sense that is the end of the third quarter. Paul Vold joined alongside Lance Bauman here. Third down and 14 from the 22 for the Proctor Rails. Gobbler defense looks to get off the field here and maybe give their offense one last crack here in this third quarter, but nonetheless, third down and 14. The offense for the Proctor Rails slowed up by that last play, a bobbled pitch. Nonetheless, third down and 14 from the 22. St. Germain will stand in a pistol set once again. He'll have 2 receivers towards his right and 2 to his left. Receiver comes in motion. We get flags thrown on the play. Maybe a false start, it looks like, judging by the one official who threw the flag on the far side of the field. That's going to back up Proctor another 5, I believe. Confirmation, yes. It will be a penalty against Proctor. That's their first of the second half, 4th in total here tonight. As we now head with a 28-0 lead now, well, clock has stopped. Play hasn't been snapped yet, so 12 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. 3rd down and 19 from the 17. The ball is set. See one receiver to left. No, make that 2 to left and 2 to the right here for St. Germain. High snap collected. Pitch out to the right. They're going to look for the deep ball. Zach McPhee will throw the ball. It is collected and caught just shy of the first down marker. McPhee, pass collected, was 3rd and 19. They need about 3 more yards to get 16-yard connection. Looking for Dane Oman. He catches it for about a 16-yard connection. 4th down and 3 now for the Proctor Rails. Offense remains on the field. Down by 4 scores. 4th down and 4, they're going to say. Ball needs to get to about the 38-yard line. They're about the 35. Solid. The offense still on the field. 1 receiver to each side. Ullman lined up in the tight end position just off the right side of the line of scrimmage. Split backfield as the receiver goes in motion from right side. Handoff. Keeper now by St. Germain. Going to be stacked up very close to a first down. No, they're going to say he did not get it. Ooh, this is going to be a very interesting spot for Carter St. Germain and the Proctor Rails. Right on top of it, the official looks. They are going to bring him in. They're going to bring in the chain gang here. Reminds us once again of our sponsor for our chain gang measurements. Like any good broadcaster has his sponsors right in front of him. Of course, our Stonemark Land Surveying chain gang measurement. You can contact Stonemark for your property boundary needs. Visit stonemarksurvey.com where every foot counts. Finally get that in when it is applicable here. Chain gang to be rushed in here from the far side of the field right in front of the Gobbler bench. 4th down and 4. Right on top of it after the run from Carter St. Germain, and the spot is close. Judging by the spot of where the football is, they are going to say a turnover on downs. He needed 4. He got about 3 3/4, it looked like. Had a bunch of black shirts in front of us. Nonetheless, a turnover on downs. Gobblers will get the football back with 11 minutes and 9 seconds to go. We'll have it at the 37 of Proctor. What a nice 11-minute and 8-second drive to cap it off here tonight, Lance.
Yeah, it would be very nice. But, that was I kind of feel a little heartbroken there for Proctor. They did a good job, trying to stay collected. They were kind of falling apart there. A few plays there, but it was nice to see them almost able to capitalize on that 4th down.
Gobbler offense will be set up 1st down and 10 from their own 37-yard line with a split backfield. Jacob Williams will get the call on 1st down. Bounces way right side, now back towards the middle, falling forward to about the 30-yard line. Good gain on 1st down. It will be about a 7-yard carry there for Jacob Williams. A little extracurricular activity after the play. But nonetheless, cooler heads to prevail. 2nd down and looks like about 3 yards to go. Ball right on top of the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it. 10:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. Enstrom back under center with Williams and Byrne in the backfield. Williams going to get the call, gets a couple blocks out in front. Cuts it back to the 25. He's at the 20. 15-yard line down to the 10. Are they going to stop him before he gets to the end zone? No, they will not. And it will be a touchdown for Aitkin, but a flag on the backside of the play near the line of scrimmage. A 30-yard touchdown right now taken off the board as we do see a flag out on the far side of the field with 10:23 to go in the 4th quarter. This does look like it'll be a block in the back, it looks like, against Aitkin. So that's going to take the touchdown off the board again for Aitkin. Not the first time that's happened tonight or this season. flag spotted to about the just so about the 30-yard line, 28-yard line. Going to push that ball back to about the 38. So back to the original line of scrimmage, it looks like. They'll spot that ball. 2nd down and 10. So penalty yardage there of about 7 yards. Gobbler's 5th penalty of the night. 10:23 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 38 for Aitkin. Clock will continue to roll here with 10:18 and counting downward. And we get a stoppage here out on the field once again. Let's see a flag down there.
They're keeping it off the ground so it stays dry.
Absolutely. Encroachment on the defense. That's going to be a penalty against Proctor. So 5 free yards back the other way. Gobblers will get that benefit. Their 5th penalty, that being for Proctor with 10:15 to go. Looking down on the sideline, definitely don't want to be down on the field right now, especially on the Gobbler sideline. Soup City down there. Not the good kind. 10:15 to go. Just big old mud bog right below our feet here. That'll be fun to walk through on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
We have to sneak through the locker room or something like that after everybody's out of there.
Once you get your new boots, it won't be so bad.
This is very true. I'll have to look into that here. Zach Enstrom keeps it after a bobbled snap, spinning his way from the 35 down to about the 20-yard line, twisted down. But the Gobblers will get something out of a big broken nothing on that play. It was a bobbled snap, and Zach Enstrom just tucked tail and ran. He ran in the right direction. Gobbler's 12th first down of the night, and a gain of about from the 33 down to about the, about the 20-yard line. 13-yard run there for Zach Enstrom here tonight. Clock continues to run with now under 10 to play in this contest. Inching our way closer towards 9 o'clock here this evening. So Enstrom will go back under center with a couple of backs behind him. Walker Jones in the fullback spot. Kane Byrne will get the call. Left side, 1, 2, 3 tackler slip. Now about a 4th. Now he'll get it just shy of the 10 for Kane Byrne. 2nd down, it looks like. Just shy. No, they're going to give him the first down. About a 15-yard run there. Didn't look all that far from 15, but nonetheless, Gobblers get another first down. That's first down number 13 of the night for the Gobblers, with Kane Byrne finding his way. 1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Gobblers here with their 3rd drive in the second half and very close to punching it in. 1st and goal from the 5. Gobblers have Williams and Byrne in the backfield with Walker Jones, the fullback, to Jacob Williams right up the middle down to the goal line. They are going to say no confirmation. Just inside the 1, it looks like, for Jacob Williams. They're going to say touchdown. Never saw confirmation on a signal.
I didn't see anything. Changing.
So is it 2nd and goal? Yes. Okay, they're going to say 2nd and goal here. (28-0) our score here as we wait the play call to come in. Oh, nobody down on the sideline communicating, hey, put up 6 points. So we're going to assume that no touchdown scored thus far. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line, it looks like, or they could say 2-point attempt here. Yeah, 2-point attempt apparently to Kane Byrne as he's going to take it down to the goal line, and good. Is this a touchdown or is this 2? We are very confused up here in the press box.
Yeah, I don't.
So Jacob Williams apparently punched it in from 5, and the 2-point attempt from Kane Byrne is good. It's 34 now, 36-0. Oh my goodness, what is going on here?
Maybe their hands are cold and they want to keep them in their pockets.
Fair enough. Well, nonetheless, we're going to put up 8 points here with it being now 36-0. Aitkin on top here by that score. 8:36 to go here. I think we'll just keep it right here. Just try to make sense of all the confusion here. But Lance, 36-0 now our score. Rain continues to fall with 8:36 to play here. Gobblers back up now 3 for 3 in the second half with their drives and touchdowns scored. So we got Jacob Williams. He had the 5-yard rushing touchdown. We're going to put that on our stat sheet as well. There, I know that was touchdown. Kane Byrne gets the 2. So confused right now. Maybe we didn't see because it was the official on the near side that probably had the best view out of it all. But
you're probably correct. And the only view I get is what little bits on the screen.
This is very true. It's an unfortunate angle, but nonetheless. Yeah. Gobblers now up 36-0 here with 8:36 to play here in this fourth quarter. Craig Ashton will kick off, boots it end over end. It'll bounce right into the hands of Zach McPhee and a high hit from one of the return members, but nonetheless a good return from Zach McPhee. He'll get up to about the 35-yard line and a player down for Aitkin on the field there on the return after the 5-yard touchdown run from Jacob Williams. Gobblers with the lead now at 36-0. Training staff on the field here for Aitkin to look things over here from the player down on the field. 8:25 to play here in this fourth quarter. They can give us an opportunity here and maybe a squeeze in a break as they look over the player down on the field. With 8:25 to go here in the fourth quarter, Gobblers up 36-0 here on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, yourliveevent.com. Gobblers up 36-0 against the Proctor Rails. The offense for the Rails comes back out onto the field. Injured Gobbler player will be back up under his own power. Hayden Workman that got a little bit of assistance over from the sideline. A couple final scores rolling in here tonight. Get those here as we can.
Colton Bauman in for center linebacker, middle linebacker.
We'll see a run on first down. Carter St. Germain, about a 10-yard, maybe 9-yard run for him on this first down carry as rain continues. Now I feel like it definitely has picked up here in the last few moments. But Gobblers up 36-0, about a 9-yard run from Carter St. Germain, 14 carries on the night. And lo and behold, we've been thinking what people are now texting and messaging us here, Lance. We need something behind us here for the postgame show. Thank you, John Woodrow, for tuning in.
That would be very nice. Thank you, John.
Yes, we had that idea, but you know what? Execution isn't our strong suit nonetheless, at least here for tonight. We'll be better next time around. St. Germain on second down and short. He'll keep it himself. Actually throws it out of bounds as he was trying to go for the pitch, but slipped right out of his hand, and that will roll out for a loss on the fumble.
Fumblearooski.
And that will go back to the 40-yard line, so a loss about 4 on that pitch out of bounds.
A little bit of miscommunication there on St. Germain's part.
Nice gust of wind picks up. Lose a couple of papers in the process. Under 7 to play here in this ball game. You know what? Let's just keep things dry here the last, 20, 30 minutes in reality here. Nonetheless, Gobblers ahead 36-0. 6:40 to play here in quarter number 4. Gobblers on the verge of moving on to 4-0 on the season. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left for Carter St. Germain as he stands in the shotgun with a receiver towards his back. Option play to the right side. He'll keep it himself, St. Germain. To the line of scrimmage, gets a couple of yards back on the pitch that went out of bounds. As he will get an assist from the official to get back up. Gain of about 2 on the play for St. Germain. Clock continues to wind now with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Of course, coming up in the post-game show, we'll announce our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, and hopefully catch word from Coach Hills after he wrings out, some layers of clothing. They get a mop and a bucket up here on the second floor of the field house just to be safe nonetheless. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for St. Germain. 2 backs splitting behind him in the shotgun. Faking the handoff. St. Germain will keep it himself, fighting forward for a first down right to midfield. Moves the chains from the 41 to the midfield for a 9-yard run, and Carter St. Germain will give the 4th first down of the night for Proctor. 5.5 to go in quarter number 4. Clock will continue to run. 36-0 our score. First down and 10 right at midfield for the Proctor Rails. Proctor, standing the outcome of this ball game, will fall to 1-3. They'll be at taking back home against Pine City next week. Under 5 to play. St. Germain in the shotgun. Receiver moves out of the backfield, and we get movement at the line of scrimmage, it looks like. And we'll stop the clock here momentarily. And we'll see penalty yardage marked off once again. See the official mark this off. It'll be against the offense here for Proctor, their 6th penalty of the ball game. Twice as many penalties as they do first downs tonight for Proctor. 4:47 counting downward in this 4th and final quarter. Gobblers will be on the road next week. They'll be at Denfeld. It feels like a lifetime since Denfeld played host to Aitkin. Last time they played at Denfeld was 2019. That game actually took place in Proctor, believe it or not. It's my first broadcast of Aitkin Gobbler Sports. Pitch to the left side for McPhee. To the far side of the field, will get the first down further into Gobbler territory from the 45 of the Gobblers and down further to about the 40-yard line at least. They will say to the 30, no, they'll say right at the 40-yard line, 15-yard run for Zach McPhee. That's his first carry, believe it or not, of this second half, and the first down will mark it off with under 4 to play in quarter number 4. First down and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Proctor Rails. Most successful drives thus far in this second half and nearing most successful drive of the contest here tonight. Receiver goes in motion for the Rails from the left side. He'll give the handoff on the read option. No, it'll be kept by St. Germain to the far side. Minimal gains, sliding his way out of bounds near the grandstand fencing, but good enough, slowed up as he went to the far side of the field there for St. Germain.
Clock keeps running.
About 5 minutes to go here, or excuse me, 3 minutes to go, 5-yard gain for Carter St. Germain. As the sidelines, well saturated, we'll say, especially right below our feet here. We'll be all right in the grand scheme of everything. Go home, nice warm blanket, nice warm couch waiting for all of us here tonight. Under 3 minutes to go, second down and about 5 yards to go from the 35-yard line for Proctor. Pitch to the right side for McPhee once again. He'll get up to the 35, down to about the 30, and continues to fight his way forward, and it's going to be on top for a first down. Needed 5. Looks like he got about 6. Colton Bauman on the tackle.
Yeah, Colton got the initial stop on that one.
McPhee will carry it for another 5 yards, and another first down for Proctor. 2:17 to go here in the ball game. Gobblers up by that score of 36-0. 2 minutes to play. Gobblers will be 4-0, ranked number 8 in the Class 3A standings, coming into this week after beating Two Harbors last week. Germain, one receiver to each side. Receiver motions out from the right side of line of scrimmage, faking the handoff, keeping it Germain to the middle of the field once again. Maybe about a couple of yards on that carry for Germain. From the 29, gets to about the 27. We'll give him 2 on that carry. Carry number 19 on the night for Carter St. Germain. Racking up the touches here this evening.
Kanye on the stop there, that nose tackle for the Gobblers again, getting in there.
90 seconds to go here in the ball game. Gobblers will move on to 4-0 this season before they hit the road at Denfeld next week. Then they'll come back and play Mora for the final home game of the season, which will also be a homecoming against Mora. Then they play at Esco, then they play at Hibbing to close out the regular season. 2 receivers to each side. Germain motions a man to the backfield. He'll go option play on the right side, keep it himself. Good tackle off that initial contact from the Gobblers. Gain of about 2 yards for Germain once again. Carry number 20 on the night for him. 45 seconds ago, third down and about 5, maybe 6 yards ago. No, third down and 4. Ball needs to get to about the 19 for a first down. 35 seconds to play, so maybe one more, guaranteed one more play here for this contest before we go final. Germain back in that pistol set. McPhee, the lone tailback behind him. 3 receivers stacked up to the right side, 1 to the left. He'll go faking the handoff, looking to throw. He'll keep it himself. Fights his way from the 20 down to the 10, shy of the end zone with 12 seconds to go. Proctor is going to call a timeout here, it looks like. A first down, converting on the carry from Carter St. Germain from the 22. Got down all the way to about the 5-yard line. 17-yard carry for Carter St. Germain, and a timeout for the Proctor Rails. Just looking to gain momentum, feel good about themselves for that trip back up to Proctor here tonight, it looks like.
Colton got into that hole, and unfortunately Jermaine juked Colton Bauman there right in the hole, and he missed the tackle. So they're
going to put a little extra time up on the scoreboard as well. Coach Hills coming over. There's 8.7 seconds left, but they're going to say put 10.2 seconds, which they do on our scoreboard. I'll afford at least one more crack at it here for the Proctor Rails, trailing 36-0 here against the Aitkin Gobblers. Again, post-game show coming up after 10.2 seconds of regulation. We will get, of course, out-of-town scoreboard, final numbers from this contest, maybe talk to a couple of players if they feel so apt to do so. And then we'll also get interview with Coach Hills this evening on Homegrown Local Radio and YourLiveEvent.com. First and goal from the 6-yard line. They're going to mark this ball at with 10.2 seconds. Proctor was still, I believe, 1 timeout left here in this contest. See what they come out with in the final 10.2 seconds. They'll break the huddle. Carter St. Germain in the shotgun. 3 receivers stacked up to the left, and we'll see 2 to the right. Make that 3 to the left and 3 to the right. Keeper now up the middle, fighting towards the goal line. Are they going to say into the end zone? They're going to say short of the goal line to make. Timeout taken by Proctor as they pulled out the bag of tricks there. St. Germain needed 6 yards. He gets 5 on the carry just inside the goal line, and Proctor wants to finish this one out. And Aitkin wants to finish it as well. They bring in, sub in some well-rested first stringers, it looks like. We'll get a timeout taken by the Proctor Rails. Their last timeout, 1.5 seconds left here. Again, Proctor's just looking for something to feel good about here in the last few seconds.
They come close all night long, but unfortunately they have not been able to execute. No short of trying for sure, though.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line. Probably count on Carter St. Germain trying to punch this one in. Final play, it looks like.
Just saying, I think they're going to spread them all out again and then just go ahead and do another quarterback keeper.
Have McPhee in the backfield the last play as well. Probably see that out of them, too.
Either that or do another trick play, hand off to him, and do a dump pass.
See what we get here in the final 1.6 seconds of this ball game as Aitkin's defensive unit back out, and Proctor also looking to get back onto the field as well here this evening. Offense back out for the Proctor Rails. 1.5 seconds go. 36-0 our score. Let's see what we get here on this final play. 2 receivers out. No, make it 1 receiver out to the right side. In tight on the line of scrimmage. St. Germain will keep it himself. Off the right side of the line of scrimmage, trying to find his way down to the goal line. He will find his way to the end zone. And touchdown for Carter St. Germain. With no time left on the clock, he will punch it in from 2 yards out. As a couple extra words after the play. With no time left, Proctor finally finds their way into the end zone. Carter St. Germain, a 2-yard touchdown run as we get, I believe, 36-6 right now is the score. They get a go for the extra points, but there's no time left on the clock here. It's pretty much a moot point, and most likely here the ball game will be over as the Gobblers victorious 36-0. And that will
So they did not get the touchdown?
They definitely did get the touchdown. They just didn't put it on the scoreboard, but nonetheless, Gobblers lead and come out with a victory here tonight. We'll get to the post-game show. We'll make sure this final score is 36-6. Last couple of scores, we don't know what's going on right now. We'll confirm that here tonight. Gobblers victorious. Post-game show is on the way here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and at yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
If your vehicle...
Welcome back here to Veterans Field tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those tuning in as well, yourliveevent.com. Gobblers victorious here tonight, 36-6. That's what we have as our final score here tonight as the Gobblers come out on the positive end. Now 4-0 on the season are the Aitkin Gobblers. Well, let's talk about how we got to that 36-6 final score. Gobblers first play from the line of scrimmage they took it in from one play, 14 yards out, and a 14-yard touchdown run from Tanner Nissen with 10:01 to play in the first quarter. Two-point attempt was not converted. Gobblers then went up by the score of 14-0 with there being 8:48 to play in the first half. Jacob Williams, 16-yard touchdown run. Alex Palm punched it in from 2 yards out after a couple of turnovers on downs that the Proctor Rails weren't unable to convert into points. That was our halftime score at 14-0. Gobblers went up in the second half on their first drive with 6:16 left in the third quarter. Zach Enstrom connected Nathan Price 8 yards out for the touchdown pass. First touchdown pass of the season for Zach Enstrom as well. Tanner Nissen collected the 2-point conversion to make it 22-0. Then it was 28-0 with 1:19 left in the third quarter. Tanner Nissen 48 yards out. 2-point attempt was no good, making it 28-0. Then 36-0. Jacob Williams had a 5-yard touchdown run that nobody knew if it was a touchdown or not. Then Kane Byrne punches it in from 2 yards out for the 2-point conversion. 36-0 the final score, and then Proctor scores literally with no time left, 36-6. Carter St. Germain with 2 yards out for that final score at 36-6. Gobblers go 3 for 3 in the second half and drives into touchdowns as well. Lance, we talked about, of course, and it was mentioned in the pregame show from Coach Hills that weather like tonight with the soggy rain that was played to the Gobblers' advantage. A couple of long drives and really worked the clock here this evening.
Again, that's just basic football. Again, keeping it between the tackles, doing what they do best, and that's moving the line, getting the running backs up the field. The cool thing is, too, the Gobblers have an assortment of running backs. They're able to swap them out between Byrne, Williams, Nissen, Walker Jones, and such. And then even seeing Enstrom keeping it and getting up the field. He had a couple nice runs.
He had a couple nice runs purely out of self-preservation with a couple of those bobbled snaps, but nonetheless, yeah, looking at some of the early numbers, I mean, 6 different backs tonight touched the football and went for positive yards too. You know what? Passing was not needed here tonight, but nonetheless was collected for at least one pass and one touchdown, with Nathan Price catching that lone touchdown pass here tonight for the Gobblers, and thus now 4-0 on the season. Gobblers victorious here tonight. Get a look here at our numbers from this contest, our out-of-town scoreboard, and more coming up. Looks like Coach Hills might be making his way up here tonight to the press box. We will take a break. More at the post-game show coming up. Gobblers victorious 36-6, our final score here on the Gobbler, and also yourliveevent.com.
You want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Welcome back here to the post-game show here tonight on the Gobbler as well as at yourliveevent.com. Now in the post-game show, we're joined with head coach for Aitkin Gobblers tonight, that being Coach Alan Hills this evening. Coach, victorious once again here tonight. Prevailing weather conditions, of course, with a soggy night, as you can probably tell everybody a little bit soaked here, well, except for us here in the broadcast booth, but we're not complaining at all. But you know what? You talked about staying within the fundamentals of your offense tonight and just working the clock as best you can. Looking at this performance, what do you take away from this game?
A few mental mistakes, mostly from our offensive line, a few too many holding calls and things like that went against us. But they played fantastic in the second half. We just sometimes in games like this, you have to do a better job probably of just staying really simple and not trying to do too much. And, in the second half, we talked about it at halftime, and we made that adjustment, and we kind of dominated there in the second half with just moving the ball in 5-yard chunks. And in some field conditions in some games, the snap was hard to get a hold of at times there. So, hats off to Zach and Ethan. They did a great job of, we didn't lose any of them and just a couple that hit the ground. So, a few bobbles, but that's going to happen in this kind of wet.
Coach talking about the other side, too, offensively, of course, getting some of those positive plays with, even Zach Enstrom bobbled snappy, runs one for about 8-9 yards, controlling the clock. But on the defensive side that we talked about in the pregame show, dealing with their quarterback and Carter St. Germain, he gets 23 touches on the night, but nothing too big down the field except for maybe just one run. But your defense was able to hold them without them capitalizing on some big plays.
Yeah, our outside linebackers and defensive ends did a great job of not letting him get too wide, and did a good job of funneling things back to the inside. But we got really solid play out of our linebackers today, and with a quarterback like that, you're going to have to. We only have the 3 down linemen up front, so those guys are going to make the bulk of our tackles, and they did a great job of it tonight.
Coach, of course, now 4-0 on the season and getting a nice home victory with the wet field that is. But you know what? With those limiting mistakes in the second half and being able to work in some of these players at much deeper positions, too, seeing Kane Byrne getting a few more carries as well. Walker Jones had a couple nice carries as well. We're going to talk with him momentarily, too. But and a couple, the running game really exhibited here tonight with the amount of depth that you had. 6 different kids carrying the football tonight, and, all of them have explosive plays one way or another.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. We have a lot of guys that we feel very comfortable with handing it off to. You got a couple of them up here tonight, and that doesn't mention Jacob and Kane and Alex and Zach, for that matter, is a dynamic ball carrier in his own right. So, it makes my life easy when I don't have to worry about if something happens. We got another guy we'll gladly plug in, and at times we're subbing guys just to get a guy some carries. It's not even because anybody needs a break. It's just we got to get these guys some touches. So, it's fantastic. You build a system the way we have to have that, and these guys are very unselfish, and they're willing to kind of understand that. It's going to kind of get spread around a little bit, and nobody wants to give up carries, but, they do a great job of staying patient and waiting their turn.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time for you to come up here and talk to us in the post-game show. We'll talk to you next week. Aitkin Gobblers 4-0 on the season. We're going to hand off the microphone to our next post-game interview, which is going to be our big deal player of the game. Yeah, this is a new learning experience for me as well. We're going to be talking to the camera. I'm not a fan of it either, but you know what? It's great for the kids to see as well. As big deal player of the game tonight, Tanner Nissen joins us here on the post-game show. Tanner, we got to talk about that big touchdown run you had. You saw you blow up at least one kid on the far side of the field, slipping off kids left and right. Had a lot of those tonight, but talking about the touchdown run that you had there, what did you see there after getting off 2-3 kids, and then you see one guy on the far side of the field? I'm going to run this kid over. What was it like there for that moment?
Our line did good, got a good open hole, and then wide receiver had a good block and saw one dude and just had to make one good run over him, and it was in the end zone. So it was good blocking all around, and they did their job.
How'd it feel down there, too? I know the rain, well, it's still raining right now, but how'd it feel there, at least down on the field there? Cold, a little breezy down there, but handling the football. Did you have any trouble getting a good grasp on it tonight?
It wasn't too bad, but, it could be a lot better. It was definitely soggy.
Our big deal player of the game here tonight, Tanner Nissen, taking one to the house, and we'll be sure to mention our sponsors here before our next interview. 4-0 on the season for your team, too. Your team's been able to run the ball really well, especially with all the different backs that you guys have, too. But you, Jacob, usually right off the top of it, too. It's got to feel nice that you have a lot of players in front of you and behind you that can help out this team.
Yeah, we got good depth. Any of the people behind us can do just as good, and it's good to have good depth.
Tanner Nissen joining us here on the postgame show. Tanner, be sure to stick around. We'll get you your prize here for being our big deal player of the game. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, last interview here with our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, somebody that's covered in a lot of dirt, a lot of grass and everything. That means he did his job here tonight. Walker Jones joins us here on the pregame, on the postgame show, I should say. I've been told to call you Texas. Is that something I should go with, or just Walker?
Texas works. Yeah.
Texas works as well. Lance tried to throw that in during the game as well. You know, you gotta work that in a little bit. Walker Jones here on the post game show, joining us. We saw you tonight primarily in the backfield, lined up in that fullback spot. You know, you got a couple of nice carries. They had you down for 2 carries for 21 yards on the night. Being able to help block for some of these dynamic kids that you got behind you too. I mean, it's really got to be nice to have some of those players playing with you too.
Yeah, it went really well. We had great blocking, and everything opened up once you get through the line. It went really well.
How about down on the field? Were you able to get good footing on everything, or to get a little sloppy towards the end of the half?
It got pretty sloppy towards the end of the half, but that's when you just have to slow down and just take things as they come.
And I know that both you and Tanner, along with the entire backfield, happy to be sitting at 4-0, and also a nice win for your parents. And obviously with senior night festivities coming up too here, got to be feeling pretty good about tonight's victory, yeah?
Yeah, it feels great.
Tanner and also Walker joining us here on the postgame show. Walker, be sure to stick around too. We'll get you a T-shirt, all right? Perfect. As Walker Jones, Tanner Nissen, along with Coach Alan Hills joining us here on the postgame show. Gobblers victorious by the score of 36-6. We'll take another break here, start wrapping things up. Look at the final numbers here, out-of-town scoreboard before we send it on out here tonight. Gobblers victorious 36-6 here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. For those also tuning online at yourliveevent.com, thanks so much for tuning in here to the post-game shows. We get a look here at our final numbers from our broadcast here tonight. Gobblers victorious 36-6, our final score from Veterans Field. Looking at the numbers here for the side of the Proctor Rails, they finish off tonight with 7 first downs on the night, 4 of them coming in the second half, with also 6 penalties this evening. They did get 1 fumble recovery for tonight's contest. Leading the way rushing-wise, Carter St. Germain, 23 touches, 133 yards, and a touchdown that came as time expired, but he also passed for just 1 for 7 for -1 yard. And Zach McPhee connected 2 for 3 for 31 yards passing here this evening. McPhee also had 7 carries for 26 yards on the night in the loss, while the catch is going to Dane Oman for 1 catch for 16 yards, Blake Imhoff 1 catch for 15 yards, and Rowan Cass just 1 catch for -1 yard on the night. For the Aitkin Gobblers, they are now 4-0 on the season, ranked number 8 in the Class 3A standings. Make that in total now 13 first downs on the night, 5 penalties in total. Jacob Williams, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns on 18. Make that 17 carries on the night for Jacob this evening. 3 rushes, 30 yards for Alex Palm. 4 rushes, 70 yards. And also our big deal player of the game with a touchdown for Tanner Nissen here tonight. 49 yards for Zach Enstrom on the rushing side here tonight on make that 8 carries this evening. Walker Jones, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. He had 2 rushes for 21 yards. And Kane Byrne, 1 rush for, make that 4 rushes on the night for Kane Byrne. 35 yards in total here this evening. Zach Enstrom, 1 pass, 1 catch, and a touchdown. Tonight with Nathan Price getting that lone touchdown grab for 8 yards and the score here tonight as the Gobblers victorious by the score of 36-6. Of course, our big deal player of the game brought to you by our great sponsors, including which Atwater Motors in Aiken, formerly known as Brandel Motors in Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, also the likes of BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, even the Takedown Gym in Brainerd. Gobblers now victorious by the score 36-6, 4-0 on the season, while Proctor falls to 1-3. Proctor is going to be out on the road. They'll be at home against Pine City coming up here next week. They're actually going to be playing on that'll be coming up here next Friday. While Aiken hits the road, they'll be at Duluth Denfeld. That is. That'll also be on Friday next week as the Gobblers 4-0, now ranked number 8 in the Class 3A standings. Gobblers victorious again, given the conditions. They just continue to battle through tonight, working some real nice long drives as the game went along and settling in mightily, going 3 for 3 on their drives in the second half in total. So the Gobblers victorious tonight as we start to wrap things up here with the post-game show. That'll give us a chance to get a look at our out-of-town scoreboard tonight. I believe just about every game gone final on the airwaves of homegrown local radio, which does include Pequot Lakes winning 50-0 tonight against their opponent on Talk 100 KLKS. Ogilvie takes down McGregor 60-6 on Real Country 94.3. Moose Lake Willow River ekes out a win against Crosby Ironton 12-6 that final score. Looks like a win for Pillager. They pick up a win over their opponent by the score of 16-0. That game over on Cash 95.9 3WI FM as Pillager wins over that being Staples Motley at home. A nice shutout victory for the Huskies here tonight on the airwaves of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Don't forget, less than half an hour from now, we'll get you after the game with Ryan Phelps on Cash 95.9 3WI FM and also at KKIN Real Country 94.3. And then once we finish up here on the Gobbler, we're going to send it on down to Target Field as the Twins taking on the LA Angels, trailing in that contest last time I saw in that ball game. But we're going to still be plenty busy as we go into this weekend with homegrown local radio. Of course, we get you started bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. We'll get you NFL fantasy forecasts on 3WI AM 1270, 96.3 FM. The Saturday Sports Wrap right here on the Gobbler. That'll get you going 9:30 a.m. and FM 103.1. That will be a 10 a.m. start on the Gobbler. Then we'll get Major League Baseball coming up for you with the LA Angels taking on the Minnesota Twins, a 6:30 pregame that will be, I believe that is slated for. Might be actually, no, that's a 5:30 pregame. We're going to have you for that contest from Target Field. And then also it'll be Minnesota Golden Gopher football, 12:30 pregame starts. They open up the Big Ten schedule, taking on Michigan State. We'll get you that. Pregame starting at 12:30 on the Gobbler and also on Cash 95.9. Then looking Sunday, Minnesota Vikings back in action, back at U.S. Bank Stadium. They'll take on the Detroit Lions. That'll be 11 a.m. pregame on the Real Country 94.3. We'll also get you Sunday Night Football with the Twins. The Twins will be moving over to the a.m., but Sunday Night Football have San Francisco at Denver. That'll be a 6:30 pregame on 3WI AM 1270 and 96.3 FM. Then we'll get you Minnesota Twins baseball. Again, a programming note with the Twins. They'll be in action on the Gobbler with a 12:30 pregame against the Angels as they wrap up that series. But as we wrap up the postgame show here tonight, Gobblers victorious 36-6, 4-0 on the season. They'll be hitting the road again coming up here next Friday. They will be at Duluth-Denfeld, and they will look to continue on with a strong start to their football season. So that's going to start wrapping things up here with the broadcast here tonight on yourliveevent.com, and for our friends on on the Gobbler, I should say, KKIN AM 930 and FM 103.1. But as we say goodnight to all of those that are tuning into the post-game show, thank you so much for tuning into tonight's broadcast. Without your support and also for tuning in, we couldn't be able to do these broadcasts, especially to our sponsors. If you heard some of our sponsors tonight, whether on the radio or the video, be sure to go to their businesses and thank them with your patronage, and always shop local here through the Brainerd Lakes area. Until next time, for Lance Bauman, for Coach Alan Hills, and Coach Matt Krivenchuk for Proctor High School, for Aitkin High School, and all the fine folks for tuning in to tonight, this has been a proud presentation of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated in the Brainerd Lakes area, and your home for Aitkin Gobblers Sports, KKIN AM 930, FM translator 103.1, The Gobbler, online at rjbroadcasting.com, and also here at yourliveevent.com. I'm Paul Vold. You have a wonderful rest of your Friday night. Stay warm, stay safe. Thanks again for tuning in, and you have a good rest of your weekend. Everybody, good night.
We'll be right back.